welcome to Coffee with Connie. Today, my guest star is the fabulous Dee with Dee's Creative Hands Crochet. How
Hi,
are you doing?
everybody.
How are you doing today, Dee?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. I gotta remember my camera's over here. I'm doing great.
Yeah, and today we're going to be talking about crochet stitches. That's going to be our main topic. About the first 30 minutes, we're going to more socialize, and then after that, we'll get into crochet stitches. Let's see, we have Julia, Jennifer, and Kathleen that joined us. How are y'all today? And what are y'all working on? And I remembered to put my mic in front of me today. Well, initially, whenever Dee first came up behind the scenes, I had forgotten to plug it in. I was like, oh, I need to plug it in.
Yeah, that's important. Hey, at least she ain't got Mark over there buying all this technology and acting like I'm supposed to know about it and walking away.
Well,
Do
I
we,
have Frank. Well, our single cup coffee maker, it seems like it's clogged up, and he's trying to fix it.
are you talking about like a Keurig?
Yeah, but it's like one of the cheapy brands, you know. It's
Well, they
not
got
Keurig
these little
brand.
tablets that I use, and you run it through your coffee maker and then run it two or three more times to rinse it out, with regular water, and that works perfect,
Is
because
it like
buildup gets in there.
it? There's like it's blocking it. Like it's when you make the coffee, it's like not really coming out. Like just a little
Yeah.
water. Um, but yeah, so like he's tinkering, taking it apart, and he loves taking things apart. But the thing is, can he put it back together?
Right. And are all the pieces there?
Exactly. Let's see. We also have Jay, Regina, Colleen, and Gail and Brenda that have joined us. How
Hi,
are all of y'all
everybody.
doing? Let us know what you're working on. So I do want to update y'all on some stuff going on with Frank's medical issues. Um, he did finally have his ultrasound done yesterday for his carotid artery. And I know, like, well, every 3 months with home health care, one of the or ends come out, and it's usually between two people that come out to do it. Um, but she was saying that based on symptoms that Frank was saying that he has, that there's a good chance he probably does have some type of blockage. But she also said that it would probably be something that medicine could take care of, where like he wouldn't need he shouldn't, well, he probably wouldn't need surgery. She was saying that normally, like when you need surgery, you hear like this certain noise, like when you listen to the chest and stuff. Now, when he
Well,
had
that's
it
good news.
now when he had it done yesterday, the guy that did it did say that he didn't notice anything, but
Oh,
the doctor still has to look everything over.
well, that's all
So
good news right there.
yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. But they did like the nurse yesterday did notice that he has an irregular heartbeat, and it's looking like this is something new because no one has ever said anything before, you know. And even his regular home health care nurse came today, and she noticed it, and she was saying how
Huh.
the RN was asking all the nurses that's ever come if they've noticed it, and everyone's like, no. I mean, no doctor has ever noticed it.
Well, let me tell you something. I found out I have an irregular heartbeat, but it's not causing me any issues. I don't have high cholesterol, high blood pressure, nothing. But how I found out was that took my grandkids, or I went on a field trip with one of my grandsons, and we went to the science museum, and they had like a kids interactive thing, and you could, I believe you put your hand on. It's been 100 years ago, but I believe you put your hand on it, and it would. You could hear your heartbeat like everybody around you could, and mine was going boom, 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 rather than boom, boom, boom. And I was like, wow. And my daughter put her hand on it. Hers was fine. Everybody else, it was just boom, boom. And then I put mine on there, boom, 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 boom. And I was like, oh my goodness, you know. So I went to the doctor. I was convinced I was going to have a heart attack or I had a blockage or something. And they run dye through my heart and everything. And they said, no, Dee, you're fine. You don't have any plaque buildup. You don't have, cholesterol issues, high blood pressure. I have nothing. So I guess I was just born with it. And nobody's ever noticed it before. And, God knows I've been to a doctor a million times. I've had all kinds of surgery and everything, and no one's ever said anything. So it could
Well,
be something as simple as that. You know what I mean? So don't freak out about it. It's probably something just as simple as that.
well, I know like my dad, he was born with a hole in his heart. I mean, that wasn't discovered until like I think he was about 60 years old.
Well, I was in my 40s when that happened. You know what I'm saying? And I would have never known hadn't I put my hand on that thing. So, it's probably nothing. Don't panic. It's probably like with me. They just never noticed it before. I think they call
Exactly.
that a murmur or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but it was nothing. I'm as healthy as a horse if it wasn't for my legs and my throat.
I'm seeing
So,
Brenda saying there's a bit of an echo. I turned my volume down a little bit. Is it
no,
better?
it's me. It's me. I knew it was going to happen. I tell you what, put me in the basement. I'm going to switch to my phone. Because, Mark, I've never done a live on somebody else's with this dog on camera. And that's probably what the deal is. So put me in the basement. I'll go grab my phone, set it up, and I'll be back.
Okay.
Oh,
Oops. All right. Is it better now that it's just me? That way we can tell hopefully which side it's on when it comes to the echo. All right, let me read what everyone's saying. We have Abigail that joined us, also Nancy and Gail, Wanda and Patty. How are y'all doing today? And what's everybody working on? All right, let me find where I left off. Let's see. Everyone's saying hello. All right, Brenda is working on a knit test pattern. Also, I know I'm always like Brenda's makes. I'm always curious what she's up to. Let's see. Colleen says working on waking up. Um, I was saying this the other day. You wake up and you're trying to wake up after being awake. Because sometimes it takes some time in the mornings to get going. And she has ponchos on her hook. Ooh, I love ponchos. Which pattern are you doing, Colleen? Are you following a pattern? Okay. I think I said hi to Lori. If not, hello, Lori. Um, thank y'all all for the prayers for Frank. And Gail says she's working on blankets and sweaters, but I really need to finish my mittens first because it is cold. Yeah, it's that time of year. The weather's gonna start getting colder. All right, let's see. Okay, y'all saying it sounds better now. Okay, good, good, good. And hopefully, when Dee comes back, switching cameras, hopefully we'll take care of it. Um, Regina says working on her socks and coffee. Coffee's always a good thing. Wanda says I'm working on a granny square kit I bought from Hirschner's. Oh, wait, let's see. Dee's back. You're on, Dee.
okay, there we go.
All right, let us know if it's okay now. Do you hear any echoes with feedback? They said they didn't hear it.
Hold on, it's my speaker. Hold on, I'm turning it off. Okay, how's that?
It's it's it seems to be fine from what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
Um,
it's mine too. How's it going out there, guys?
I know. People were saying when you jump down, they weren't hearing it. So
Yeah, it's all this some technology and Mark. That's what it is.
I know. And
Oh,
sometimes, like someone that doesn't have as good of an internet connection that have as a guest store, sometimes that makes a difference.
well, I've
You know,
got Rock'em Sock'em internet here. I mean, it's awesome. So
and
we should be good now. It's just that technology and Mark.
and with lives, you never know when there's going to be a technical issue. That's the sad thing with lives.
Yeah, you aren't kidding. And if it could happen, it's happened to me.
Okay, it looks like everyone's saying it sounds good now. Okay, good, good,
Okay,
good.
good. I thought,
Nana Kathleen says murmurs run in our family, so does holes in the heart. And yeah, like my family, heart issues runs in our family. I mean, my dad had a heart his first. Well, he had a heart attack in his 40s, and then I think probably around his 60s, he had something going on where he had to have heart surgery. Then they had to like unblock the arteries in his neck. Both arteries had blockage. Um,
that sounds like, cholesterol, plaque, that kind of stuff.
one of
Yeah.
my brothers has had. Well, he definitely had one heart attack. The second one, I don't know if you would per se call it a heart attack, but it was a cardiac event. I think it was like a really minor one. Um, and then I
My
have
mom
diet,
has, oh, I'm
huh?
sorry. I was going to say my mom has congestive heart failure. And so, there's weird things that go on with that. So I'm just, you know, praying I don't get that.
Which funny thing is that's what I was about to bring up. That I have a form of congestive heart failure. I have diastolic dysfunction
Oh, wow. Well, you better watch what you eat and stuff, girlfriend. That's
because
serious business. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I know from my mom that she totally eats wrong. She's like, I'm 82 years old. If I want to eat a pizza and ice cream, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. You can't argue with that. You know
oh
what I
yeah, the
mean?
salt, you retain fluid easily. Um, which is sometimes like when I have issues with my cough, you know, it's a combination of that and my allergies. You know,
Yeah.
that can and
Yeah, me too.
and
Yeah.
like whenever I'm really doing good with my eating, like I have like it is better in check,
Hmm.
but like if I'm not eating properly or like I really should, it starts to flare up.
The older you get to be my age, the older you get, that stuff matters. I try to, Mark is terrible. He'll eat ice cream every single day. And, he's a sweets guy and he's always got his chips going and all that. And he's had a heart attack. And, I try to get him not to eat so much of that. I mean, I personally love fruit. So anytime I'm craving something sweet, I try to go for the fruit, rather than, you know, bakery items and stuff like that. But I'm not always successful. I'm human. I mean, I love some cheesecake and I love cheese Danish in the morning, things like that. But not every day. I mean, once in a while. But Mark, he's every day you gotta have some sweets, eating chips while he's watching TV. I mean, he's a junk food junkie, as they call it.
But yeah, but the funny thing is, like I was doing like really really good, and it seemed like once COVID hit, that's where I kind of like haven't been doing the best with my eating.
Girlfriend, when COVID hit, I was in Kentucky in the middle of a cornfield no neighbors, no nothing. So once COVID hit and you couldn't go out in public and everything was closed and all that, all there was to do was sit home and eat and snack and crochet or whatever. And I put on 40 pounds. I'm now starting to lose it again, but 40 pounds I put on, maybe even closer to 50 I put on during COVID. I mean, that COVID weight, man.
But yeah, I mean, but like for the most part, my doctor says the main thing is, keeping my blood pressure under control.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
that's Mark too. He takes blood pressure medication. And I'm always, did you take your pills? Did you take your pills? If he gets a headache, I'm like, did you take your pills?
because like, I can't, they call it like the EF rate effraction, something another. That's normal on me, you know.
Yeah.
Um, I have what you call a stiff heart. It has trouble resting,
Oh, okay.
but like I mean, I've heard like some people with congestive heart failure, they have it really bad. You know,
If you see me looking over here, it's because I can't see the chat unless I look over here because my phone's too far away. So I'm sorry if I'm not responding. I seen that Abigail's here and I said, hello, Abigail.
yeah,
And
I need to catch up on greeting some people. Let's see,
yeah.
we have Amber that joined us, Anita, Lucia.
Hi, everybody.
Let's see, Patty.
Queen Mama, Anita, yeah.
I think that's everyone that's new that's joined us. If I
Lori
miss greeting
Hodson.
anyone, I do apologize. It is not intentional. Um, so how is everybody? What are y'all working on? Julia says she has an irregular heartbeat. They found it when I was going to have surgery. And
See,
it's
that's
funny
what I
how
don't understand. Why didn't they find mine? I've had I've had a lot of surgery. Why didn't they find mine? That just never made any sense.
and it's kind of funny how like they don't find things sometimes for quite a while that you would think that would have been found sooner. I
Yeah,
mean,
I
it's
mean,
not really
in the
funny, but
yeah, I don't know.
I didn't mean funny literally.
Yeah, yeah, I got you.
Okay, Colleen says it always takes me time to wake up, just one on my own. I'm the same way, Colleen. I'll get up and I'll go like sit down in the living room chair and like sometimes I'll fall back to sleep.
I get up, I got a routine. I get up, I'm on autopilot because I don't wake up for at least an hour, maybe two. And I get up and stagger around and make coffee and let the dogs out and do all that kind of stuff. And I realize I'm awake on my second cup of coffee. I'm like, oh, wow, I'm awake.
I
So
gotta do this. Who let these dogs out?
I know I said, before we came on, I told Cass, I got to let the dogs out real quick. And she's like, who let the dogs out?
I mean, it's a classic song.
You can't help it. Comes to mind.
Let's see. Lori says, finishing up on the Stay Snug shawl by Hobby Lobby with the Stitch 101 acetate. Hopefully, I'm
Oh,
saying.
acetate. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of that. That is nice. It's real silky. It is really nice. Here, I'll show you one. It's not maybe the best example, the yellow, but it is like super soft and
It
silky.
looks soft.
It is. It is like super soft. I haven't decided what to make yet. That's why it's still sitting here, but it's 100% acetate,
I want to
which
go
I don't
cuddle
know what
with it.
acetate is.
Let's snuggle with the yarn. Have a bed full of yarn and just snuggle with it.
I could do that. I could do that.
Let's see. Nancy's working on. Oh, she's at work currently, but she has a cardigan on her hook.
Oh
Okay,
yeah, nice. Definitely cardigan weather.
And Wanda says she had a heart attack at 42 years old. Triple bypass on Thanksgiving Day. Good times.
Oh, they don't even do those like bypass operations anymore. Did you know that where they cut you out? They don't
I
even
didn't
do
know
them.
that.
Yeah, they don't even do that anymore. Now it's they either go through your groin or your wrist and do something. I don't know, but they don't even do those bypasses where they take the vein out of your leg and all that. That's what I was told. I was like, wow, they've come a long way.
The, things are changing.
They sure are. They sure are. When Mark had his knee surgery, it was all done by robot. How,
Wow. But
yeah,
robots eventually are going to take everything over.
yeah, but they still
It's
need human
coming.
input. So, but, they basically what they do is they cut off above your knee, the big bone there. I don't know what it's called, and below your knee, the big bone. And they have to keep it exact. And then the robot goes in there and measures exactly the shape of what needs to go in there to replace it. It's amazing. It's just amazing.
I mean,
I was
it's
like,
interesting, like stuff that's coming out.
I know. I was like, I don't know if I should trust this robot thing, Mark. He goes, it's going to be fine. I go, yeah, once again, technology. If I'm any,
See,
you know,
I feel like that about self-driving cars.
oh
I'm just
no,
like, I
never.
don't know about that.
No, I'm not getting in one of those. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. I heard on the news that one of those self-driving cars run over somebody.
Ah, not good, not good.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Let's
Uh-uh.
see. We have Melissa that joined us. Let's
Oh,
see. I
she's
think
saying what acetate is. She says
yeah.
acetate is a human-made semi-synthetic material derived from cellulose. More precisely, it's made from wood pulp combined with chemicals. Wood pulp.
See, I
Hmm.
didn't know that. I learned something new.
Yeah, me too. But chemicals. Gosh, man.
Let's see. Brenda says heart problems run in her family. Lucia says the same. And
Yeah.
Lori says she had three major surgeries during COVID and she's lost 100 pounds so far. Ooh, congratulations.
Yes,
That's awesome.
congratulations. That's awesome. 20 years ago, I had a gastric bypass. And that was, well, it was more than a gastric bypass. I have no stomach. So um, they call it the duodenal switch or something. Anyways, my esophagus is connected directly to my intestine, which I don't have the pouch and all that everybody had. Well, anyways, it was major surgery. I mean, they cut me. I look like an upside down T. But I lost 220 pounds.
Wow. You
Yeah,
see,
I
like
was a big woman.
I've yo-yoed with my weight a lot. I've dropped a lot of weight. Like at one time, like I think it was 147 pounds that I had dropped. And I mean, like you'll see me like up, down, up, down.
Yeah.
But the
Well,
sad
I,
thing,
I got really big and they couldn't figure out what was the matter. It was like my metabolism completely shut down. They had me on every newfangled drug there was to the point where I couldn't leave my house. I had to stay near my restroom. And they finally just said, D, we can't get your metabolism going. The last resort is surgery. And I was trying to avoid it. And they ended up doing it. And thank God they saved my life, really. I mean. But I lost 220 pounds. And then during COVID, gained back 40. I'm like, how did I gain weight? I'm not supposed to be able to gain weight. And then my doctor says it's hormonal from menopause. Thank you so much. That's the kind of weight you can't get rid of.
and like with me, I can't like I said, I'll get weight off, but I can't seem to keep it off long term.
Yeah, it's hard.
Um,
It's not easy. And the older you get, the harder it is. It's like I've pretty much come to the conclusion that I'm going to have this wide butt for the rest of my life. There's nothing anything, I don't know what to do about it. I lose a little bit and back and forth. And
Now I did have one time, and y'all gonna be like, "How was this possible?" Um, I actually lost 70 pounds in like a week. It's
Wow.
it's because they had to pump fluids out of me.
Oh, wow. See, my health issue from my legs, I have what they call insufficient vein syndrome. And which means that my blood or my veins don't have the valve, that my blood just swooshes. Like, your main veins carry blood to your heart, and the little ones, the secondary veins, take it down to your feet, and it's supposed to work like this. Well, mine are just messed up, the valves, and so it just
Mine
swooshes all
too.
over the place.
I have vein insufficiency. Frank has venous stasis in his legs. That's why
Yeah,
he
so
had to have the leg surgeries.
yeah, my legs blow up real big, and then it'll fill up with water. So I'm on water pills and all that for that. But also, what happens to me, I can walk across the room and it'll feel like somebody put out a lit cigarette on my leg. And then, boom, I get this goose egg, and then that spreads out, and I'll have a bruise on my leg this big for no reason. I didn't hit it, I didn't,
Ouch,
nothing. Yeah,
ouch,
it's
ouch,
very
ouch.
painful. They want me to wear them compression body suits and all that. I am not doing
Like
it.
Frank, when they wrap his legs, the home health care nurses, and they do a compression style.
Yeah. Well, I mean, compression socks, yeah, I could do. But my problem is more from the knee up. So they want me to wear, this compression thing. And I'm telling you what, girl, that thing squeezes you so hard. I mean, my belly, I know. I can't. It's not comfortable.
Because there's been times that Frank has used his wraps on my legs, and like I'm just like, that's too tight, that's too tight. And he's like, they're
Yeah.
supposed to be tight. And I'm like, yeah, but go looser on me.
Right, right. But can you imagine that on your whole lower part of your body? It is so uncomfortable
No.
ever to breathe. Going to the bathroom's like an exercise and getting a workout because you try to pry them things off you and then pry them back up. Forget all that. I ain't going through that. I'm just not. I'll prop my feet up, take my water pills, and you know try to manage it that way. I just can't handle all that.
Because like if they're too tight on me, like they're coming off. They won't stay on my legs long.
Yep,
All
exactly.
right. We have Cheryl that joined us and also Mindy. How are
Hi,
y'all
everybody.
doing? What are y'all working on? I'm trying to skim the chat because we need to start talking about crochet stitches soon. We can keep
Absolutely.
chatting, yeah.
Talk about talk about health issues. Yeah.
I mean, because like there were other things I was like, okay, we could talk about this today, you know, while we do kind of the more socializing. And if I talked about all that, we wouldn't get to the stitches. Let's see. I'm kind of just skimming real quick. Is that way? Like sometimes somebody might ask a question or something. All right. So I'm curious, Dee. You want to tell everybody about your favorite crochet stitches?
I like the lacier stitches. Those are, but my go-to is a half double crochet. I think everybody general consensus is usually that. But I really like fan stitches and peacock with the picot stitches, and that those right there are my favorite. Like, anything intricate and lacy, that those are my favorite. When I'm going to make something, if I'm not using someone else's tutorial, I go through my stitch books or whatever and find something real lacy or whatever. But those are my go-tos, the real lacy one. But like right now, I'm starting a blanket and it's half double crochet, and I'm not getting fancy with that, because it's going to be a blanket.
And those in the chat or those watching the replay, let us know what y'all favorite stitches are. Or some of y'all favorite stitches. Um, Now I'm gonna go like when before we well we were I'm getting tongue tied. We were plotting this live, and Dee shared some of her favorite stitches to me. So I'm gonna pull up some websites showing these stitches. Most of them y'all probably know what they look like already. So let's see. Oops. Of course, there's the beautiful Vara stitch.
Love the virus stitch. I have a virus stitch. Whoops. I have a virus stitch shawl on the back of my chair.
And the Vara stitch is one of my favorite stitches too.
It's just,
Oh,
it just looks so pretty, and it looks like it's so hard to do. And it's simple, but it looks really intricate and hard to do.
because
People
I
are
remember,
impressed by that stitch.
sorry,
Yeah, it's funny.
I remember the first time I went to go do a Vara shawl, I was a little intimidated because, like Dee said, it does look difficult, but it
Yeah.
really isn't. It's
It
your
really
same.
is. And I was intimidated too, Connie. I was. I was like, ooh, what am I getting myself into here? But I mean, if you can double crochet, chain stitch, single crochet, you can do a virus stitch. If you haven't tried it before, give it a shot because it's actually a very easy stitch to do, but it looks fancy and complicated.
And then you have like Fiber Spider that has Granny meets the Vara stitch, and
Yeah.
that's a shawl pattern I want to do eventually.
I did the Bag o' Day post virus shawl. And that came out really nice. It did.
Mm,
It came out really nice. So they kind of mix other stitches in with that virus stitch. You know, that looks good.
I did that one too. I was just fixing to bring that one up. And then there was that what was it, Birds of the Night that Bago Day did too.
I know I haven't done that one yet. I want to try that one.
I did that one too. I loved, you know, that one.
You
I,
already did it?
hmm
Oh, I would like to see. Do you have it handy?
No, I should have. I didn't think about it. I should have brought them around by me. But
Cheryl
yeah,
says she likes the Bavarian stitch.
and that's one that's
That's
on my
pretty.
list to do a tutorial on. Um, I was kind of looking at it and I was like, oh, I need to review this one more to, to get comfortable with it before doing a tutorial. Because I was looking at doing that tutorial this week for this week, but
Oh, okay,
I
great.
went with a different stitch tutorial, and that one uploaded this morning, which we're going to talk about that stitch later in the live. At least we should.
All right. Wait.
um, because we may not get all this, we may not get to all the stitches that, I had jotted down to talk about today. We'll see what happens. Let's see, Sawara's here. How are you today? And what are you working on? Okay, let's see what everyone's saying about their stitches. Okay, there's a Bavarian stitch that Cheryl loves. Um,
Lori Hobson, the herringbone waffle and puff stitch. The herringbone is one I was just telling you that I've never done before, and I'd like to give it a shot.
and that's
Yeah,
one that I have on my list for today. Same with the waffle. And I don't have the actual puff stitch, I don't think, but I have some very like stitches that are combined with this puff stitch.
yeah. I mean, they call it all different things
You,
too. Bean stitch, popcorn stitch. It all depends on how many times you do your stitch within your stitch. And it's got
but
all kinds of different names. So,
but beautiful stitches. Lori saying how the virus stitch used to be called German shells.
yeah, that was confusing to me when I first did my first virus thing because the pattern I was following said it was the German stitch, and I'm like, okay, I thought this was a virus stitch. Confused me.
And then let's see. Anita saying I love using front post double crochet and back post double crochet. The
Yeah, me too.
picot.
Yeah.
cross stitch, double crochet, trinity, and treble.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
like
was.
all those. I don't know what Trinity is. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't think I know that one either. Um, but like the treble stitch, um, that's one thing I noticed with the Bavarian stitch. I think there's like a section where you do like 9 treble stitches in one stitch, and I'm like, wow, that's a lot of use for the treble stitch.
Yeah, I would say so.
Let's see. Okay, we have knitting purple. Your name's Paula, right? I believe it's Paula. How are you today, and what are you working on? All right, so let's move on to another one of Dee's favorite stitches. Oops, I'm going to the wrong place to share.
I'm looking over here at the computer, guys. I'm sorry. I'm going back and forth. I'm reading the chat.
Hi, Regina. How are you today? And what are you working on? Okay. Dee loves the shell stitch.
Yes, I do. I really like it. I always have. I don't know why. You know,
It, it,
it's relatively simple, but there's so many variations of it. You can do so many different things with it. That's probably one of the reasons I like it so much.
and it makes a good border.
Yes, it sure does. And it's like can't come up with something. That's easy peasy, you know what I mean?
And y'all notice this website that I pulled up the picture. It's not Nastavia, or however you say it. She has a YouTube channel. She has
Yeah,
a lot of good
Nastasia or
content
something.
for tutorials and stuff. But yeah, I love me the shell stitch too.
Yeah, one of my faves.
Okay, oops.
I think maybe I like the shell and all that because it reminds me of the peacock, because me and peacocks, So I love that because it looks like the tail end of a peacock.
I get clumsy with my fingers whenever I pull up um, the stuff to share with y'all. I always want to hit the wrong buttons.
Hey, you're
All
better
right,
at it than me, girl.
this is the Pico stitch.
Love it.
And very good for an edging on projects.
And you
Um,
combine that with a shell stitch, super fancy looking. And
and
it's simple.
I think it was Bagoday's um post virus shawl that she did the Pico stitch on the edging.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that Pico stitch because you could not necessarily by itself, but it does look pretty by itself. But I always seem to add it to something else, like a fan or something like that, and add that as well. And it seems to just make it fancy, right off the bat, just make it fancy.
All right, let's get to the next one. Oh, hi, Inherited. How are you today? And what are you working on? And this is one that is also one of my favorite stitches, the waffle stitch.
That is very pretty stitch. I only made one thing with the waffle, and that was that rug that I showed you. It's actually my dog's favorite rug. They lay all over it, all of them. They lay all over that rug. That's their favorite. And I made a rug out of it. And other than that, I've never really used it. I don't know why not, because I do like it, but
I
I guess
love
that's
the
what I thought about.
texture.
Yeah, I love texture too. Yeah.
And when I designed the patriotic scarf that I have in my Ravelry store, I used the waffle stitch on it.
Oh, okay.
And and I do want to mention this is Bella Coco Crochet's website. She's another one has a channel on YouTube. Lots of good, helpful information on her channel. And let's see. Let's get to the other one. Oh, hi, Kathy. How are you today? And what are you working on? All right. Here is the pineapple stitch that Dee's been talking
Beautiful.
about.
Beautiful. I love that. I
Now,
made a shawl out of that and I hung it in front of my window, kind of like a what they call a glance. I can never say it right. But I hung it in front of my window and it drapes down in front of my curtains. It looks so pretty. At least I think it does.
I did kind of notice that I think there's some different variations when it comes to pineapple stitches
Yeah, that's a little bit different there.
because I was kind of like, I'm not sure exactly you had said pineapple stitch. I was kind of like, I'm not sure exactly which one.
Yeah, there's
Because
one that has the chains that come out with the double crochets around it, like framing it. And it's kind of a as you go thing. So that's a little bit different. That's kind of cool, actually. Where's that from? Spruce Craft? Yeah, that one's kind of cool. I'm gonna have to look that one up, Connie.
and this comes from the Spruce Crafts website, and this is a website that has a lot of good helpful information on it.
I do. I'm very sorry. Mark came in. I was explaining. He says, "Why aren't you using the camera?" I said, "Well, we had echo."
You got to turn this on.
All right. So now I'm going to get to the last one that Dee mentioned that was one of her favorite stitches. This is the peacock fan crochet stitch. And that's another pretty stitch.
All of a sudden, I just lost everything. Where is it?
Okay.
I'm sorry. Hold on.
And hopefully this was the same one because when Dee mentioned the peacock stitch.
I do not know what happened here.
Are you
okay?
Okay. Was this the same peacock stitch that oh oops.
No. The one I'm talking about, I don't know if I have. This book might have it in there a little bit more so than the other. It's got a stitch on top of the fan.
Oh, okay.
Let me see if I can. Yeah, something like this. Wait, which way? This way. Can you see?
Kind of. Hold up. Let me take this off and put you solo. Give me just a minute.
You see what I'm talking about? How there's stitches on top of the fan? Okay.
But some of them that when I looked up aren't the exact stitches that Dee was talking about. But it still may give you ideas of stitches to try though.
Yeah, this book right here has the coolest. Me and Connie were talking about this earlier. It's called Cluster Crosses. It is just beautiful.
Hold the book up so people can see it. Let me
Okay. I'll try to do it in a way that this way. I don't know what happened.
what's going on, Dee?
I don't know. My I lost you guys on my computer, so I'm not
Oh,
really
okay.
sure. But there's the cluster cross stitch. I have never seen this stitch before. Oh, wait, I'm showing you the orange one. This is the one I want to show you. Isn't that pretty? What is going on?
I don't think she hears me.
I can hear you now. Something keeps going in and out on my hold on. It's like I'm not even on here. I don't know what's going on. It's putting me in the basement.
You know what it might be? I think I know what it is because that
What?
was the when from before, and I had closed that out.
Oh, okay. It
I
totally
didn't
confused
realize
me.
I didn't realize that was going to cause an issue for you. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I'm like, what's going on? All of a sudden I disappeared. I didn't know if you guys could even see me. I was starting to panic.
Yeah, because I had the one that shows you, and I thought
Oh, okay.
it didn't need to be, the other one didn't need to be up anymore. So I had closed it.
Oh, okay. Long as it wasn't me, because I'm, technical technology challenged. But I don't know if you guys seen it, but this is the one I was talking about. And that is just so pretty. Straighten it out a bit. I've not tried it, but man, is that a pretty stitch. I thought that would be really nice for like prayer shawls and things like that. It's happening again. There, I don't know what happened again. But anyways, I thought that would be nice for like prayer shawls because it's a clustered cross stitch, or, you know, I just thought that was really cool. That would be a nice stitch to make Christmas, you know, Christmas
Yeah, it
projects
would.
out of and stuff.
So let everybody know which book that is.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. This book it's a small little tiny book. But I'm telling you what, it has some of the prettiest stitches in it. So if you don't have a stitch book, you don't have to buy one of them big fancy ones. You could buy one like this, and it's got 86 stitches in it. It's called Crochet Stitch Guide. Perfect pocket size, fits in your bag. It's by Jean Leinhauser and Mary Ann Fritz. There's the
But yeah,
name of it.
Dee
And
was
it's a
showing me a lot of the stitches in that book. Awesome stitches.
Yeah, this is a really good reference book. And it's made by Leisure Arts. And it's a small little book, but I refer to this book all the time. I wish I had something to show you in that cross stitch because I'm really wanting to do that one, especially for Christmas. But
I
I've
know
got
I was trying to find, you know, a stitch tutorial for it. And it was like I couldn't find, I mean, there was like stitches named similar things that I found, but not that exact stitch.
I know it's just amazing. I don't know, what the difference is, but there's a lot of new stitches in this book that I've never seen before. Or that Connie, and she's an awesome investigator, couldn't find. I mean, seriously, you are like the queen of investigation. And if you can't find the stitch, I know I'm not going to.
That is one thing. I've always had like where I tend to like research and
Yeah, you are definitely good at that. That's for sure.
let's see. Let's catch up with what everyone is saying in the chat. Sororo is saying, "I love Bago Days tutorials. I have never crocheted a lace stitch, but have knitted lace stitches. I'm working on a scrappy blanket for an animal shelter, but need to find a safe stitch." Well, maybe something today will inspire you. Um,
Mama G wants your hat, Connie. Hi, Mama G.
this one is a knit hat. I kind of did my own thing. I
Put your
just
head down a little bit so we can see oh my gosh, that's cute.
I just made basically a basic white beanie, and I knitted circles for the eyes and looked at a picture to do
Yeah,
the rest
yeah,
of the
that's
face.
cool. I
But
like that. That's really neat.
thank you.
Yeah, Mama
But
G wants you to send it to her.
now there are like crochet patterns I've seen that are similar to this, which will probably get shared at some point on my Monday lives, my Halloween lives. But by
By
the
the
way,
way, I love your intro. Your Halloween intro. I like it. It's cool.
thank you. I have fun with like holidays. I like to have fun with.
Yeah, me
Oh,
too.
but anyway, hello, Mama G. How are you?
Well,
Oh, and we also have,
I'm like the crazy Halloween lady. I love Halloween. I love all the spooky stuff. I love the kids and the candy, and I just love everything. The weather. I mean, there's nothing I don't like about Halloween. And so I go all out for Halloween. I really do. I make a lot of decorations. My son last night came in and I had made this. It was a skeleton of a bird in a bird cage. And it was just really creepy and cool. And he's like, he took it home with him, you know. So I'm always making something for Halloween, make everybody wreaths and all that. I love Halloween. Love, love, love it. I love Christmas too. Christmas and Halloween are my two favorites.
because if y'all ever notice on my channel, you get into holidays, usually my backgrounds, my intros are usually holiday. You'll see me
Yeah.
bring out my holiday beanies.
Yeah.
We also have Michelle that joined us.
Hi, everybody.
Let's see.
I want to show you a real fancy fan stitch. I don't know if I showed it to you, Connie. I just found it in this same book. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
That one is beautiful.
And look how beautiful. I mean, there's only 86 stitches in this book, and I don't think there's one of them I don't like. Very good. Oh, thanks, Mama G. She likes my Halloween stuff I've made. I'm actually working on a project. I can show it to you if you don't mind, Connie. I still
That
have some
is true. I
I
know
still have some painting to do, but it's a little village.
that is so cute. And
And
that's what when
you see the
when-
skeleton hanging in the tree. What was legs up? And it all lights up. But I have to paint the fence, and there's a few things I still need to do to it. But that was the thing I was working on last night. But the little houses, they all light up and all that.
yeah, like that's where whenever you sent me some of the pictures that were your non-yorny things that you've made, you
Uh-huh.
know, I tend to try to keep, the picture videos, yorny things. You will occasionally see me put
Yeah.
something that isn't a yarn craft, but overall, it's meant to be for yarn crafts. But I was like, I couldn't. I'm like, I gotta share this. This is
Oh,
just
thank
so
you.
creative and
Oh, thanks. Yeah, like I said, I did the same thing. It's like, do I want to put this on my community tab? Like if I finish something, I usually put up there, and I thought, it's not yarny. Do I want to do it? And I thought, oh, what the heck? If they'll let me know if they don't want to see it. You know what I'm saying?
well,
you know.
I think most people like it.
Well,
You know,
I have thoughts in my head, and I got to make it happen. It's just the way I am. I don't care what it is. If it's beading or, sewing or, I mean, I do so many different crafts that I just have to, it's keeps my mind busy. So I usually have 4 or 5 whips going. I'm making something with paper. I'm making something with beads, macrame. I just have a very busy mind.
now speaking of Halloween though, um, Saturday, the end of day Saturday, is the last day to get your pictures in for this upcoming Monday's live Halloween live. So if y'all have made anything Halloween, or it could be something that you made like years ago, if you haven't already shared it for one of my lives. But yes, get y'all pictures in, email them to me, and I'll put them in the little picture video. And some of y'all probably have noticed that the picture videos from my lives, I've now started uploading that to my channel as a regular video for those that don't watch lives, or
Oh, that's a great idea, Connie.
and not everyone, like, has time to sit, to catch a live or even watch the replay or
Yeah,
or
because they're
like
generally pretty long. That's
mhm,
the thing. They're generally pretty long. And there's people that like lives and there's people that don't. So, you kind of got to
exactly.
appeal to both groups. That's a
And
wonderful idea.
and another thing too, like even though sometimes people do show up at the live, they may not be there, like when I showed the little video. It's usually about the 15-minute mark, 15-20 minute mark around that I'd normally, you know, start getting into the topic and showing the video. But I mean, it's not exact.
Right.
And it's sometimes I kind of get sidetracked, and then I'm like, oh, I didn't show the video yet, and then it may be later.
Sidetracked is my middle name. Are you kidding?
But yeah, and also today's the last day to submit pictures for October's finished projects video. Um, that video, hopefully, I'll have it uploaded on the 15th. Sometimes I do run a day or two behind.
I was
But
trying to think if I've made anything else Halloweeny. Now, I've kind of been concentrating on Christmas. Honestly, with my crochet anyway. I've been doing all the Halloween decorations, but with my crochet, I've been kind of concentrating on Christmas.
and that's actually a topic that I want to do. It'll probably be next week that I'm going to do a video on this topic, but like helpful ways to plan to get your holiday makes made in time.
Yeah, I've got such a large family. If I don't start, I was a little late this year and didn't start till September, but I usually start around, July, August, because my family's so big, and I like, me and Mark like to give handmade gifts. I mean, we give other gifts too, but we like to make, like this year, Mark's making all these hats. We're putting them in a bag and we're just going to walk around and let him pick them out. Because last year, when were giving out hats and scarves and stuff, everybody was trading. So I was like, you know what? We're just going to throw it all in a bag and let them pick their own.
And really, like, that's also a topic, though, about holiday planning that I would like to take to a live where we could get more into a discussion. And I would love to find a guest store that, like, it's someone that's really good at planning and being well organized, that would have lots of, you know, helpful tips or information to share, when it comes to, you
Yeah.
know,
I'm not well organized. I just kind of wing it. So I'm not your girl for that one.
so if anyone watching, if you're interested, get with me. It would probably be November before I could do a video, a live on it. Um, because on my lives for October, I have something planned, and then I have ideas already, kind of, that I'm planning for November too. So, and I always forget. Like, I'm used to having like 3 lives that I can, kind of plot with or have like guest stores, well, especially the guest
Uh-huh.
aspect. Where now Mondays, well, the rest of this year I have it, it's going to be holiday stuff on Mondays. And then once we start the new year, I'll get into yarn fibers. But my Monday lives I do by myself now. So it's like I don't have as many open time spots anymore.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I'm not used to that.
I just do my Saturday lives. And I one day me and Mark were adjusting the camera and checking out equipment. All of a sudden I was live. And I didn't mean to be. And it was thank God I wasn't in my jammas or something, my PJs. And we just went with the live. It was impromptu, but but I want to start doing more like pop-up lives and stuff. But I don't want to step on anybody's toes too. So
But there's some level though. You're always going to be going live at the same time as someone else. You know,
it's
so you
hard to
can't.
pick a spot.
It is, and more people are going live now than like than even like whenever I first started going live.
Yeah,
So it's even harder to find that sweet spot. But like I always say, even if you go live at the same time as someone else, people want to watch the live. There's always the replay.
yeah, that's
You
true.
pick which one
That's
you want to
true.
watch that day, and then the other one, you can watch the replay,
That's
and if
true.
you have time.
I'm always worried about everybody else's feelings. That's just
Mhm.
a part of who I am. I'm always worried I'm going to hurt somebody's feelings or step on toes and upset
Yeah,
someone. I don't like causing waves like that.
and you tend to, especially like those that you're like closer to in the Yorny community, like those
Yeah,
especially, you try not to like overlap with them.
yeah. Like Granny D. I love Granny D. I try to make sure that I'm nowhere near,
And
her
it
life.
used to be I used to overlap with her 30 minutes. And then, I started realizing it and I'm like, that's why I pushed my life up. So mine usually finishes when hers goes to start. But every now and then though, I run over. I
Yeah.
try not to, but
I've given up because I'll tell you what happens to me on my lives. I do, people donate a lot of giveaways on my lives, Saturday evening. And so we have a lot of giveaways. So what ends up happening is I always do a replay giveaway. And then, I have several folks that donate stuff every live. So in the middle of, me doing all these giveaways, I mean, I'm 2 hours in and somebody's donated a bunch of stuff, and it happens to me every week. And I'm like, oh, geez, I try to, if I had my way, it would be like an hour and a half, 2 hours, because I start to lose my voice after that. And it ends up being 3 hours. I mean, four sometimes, because so many people are doing giveaways, and I certainly don't want my people not to get free stuff, you
Happy
know.
mail time.
and that is like whenever like whenever like I've done like my monetization party, my birthday bash, and you're trying not to make it so long. And
Sometimes it just happens, and there's with me it happens more often than not.
one
You know,
thing I think I'm gonna do this for this year's, I think I'm gonna do mine a little different. I think instead of doing it on a live, I'm gonna do like it in video format, where
oh, okay.
I might like do it where I post a like make a little short video where like each month I show it, like show a prize. Um and then like do it where like, and then I'll give probably a little bit after the last video, like a week, so people can hopefully catch up. You enter on each prize that you're interested in, and
Yeah.
then like at a certain point I'll pick all the winners on one video,
Oh yeah, there you go.
where it's
Yeah,
basically
we're
the same
having a
thing.
live Halloween party on the 29th. Me and Mark are. So just so everybody knows, on the 29th.
Yeah, y'all go catch that. Where it's basically the same thing, but it's not on a live, it's in videos. And then that also allows like people that don't watch lives, or they can't catch that live, like they have something going on that day, where
Right.
they're not losing out. So that is something like what like if I do like a 1 year, I'm sorry, 2 year podiversary, or like my birthday bash, when that time comes, those are, something that I am probably gonna do. But yeah, let's see. We have Joni that joined us, Kat, Christy.
Christy. Hi everybody.
Um, I don't think I greeted Jennifer yet.
Joni, she said, good afternoon, Connie D and Hook homies.
Yeah,
That's cool.
we kind of got sidetracked. We were talking about the stitches and we got off topic. All right. All right, let's get back to stitches.
I know that always happens with me, Connie. Yeah,
If you're cool with it, we may go 2 hours today.
I'm good. I'm just sitting here
Okay.
crocheting.
Because like I said, I haven't covered we haven't even gotten to like my stitches, my favorites, and the other ones. And we also have Sally that joined us. How
Hi,
are you doing
Sally.
today? And this is my first time like having a guest star when I do any form of a topic. Um, so
Leave it to me to make you go long, right?
so it's kind of just that, gotta kind of get, kind of get like the format down, kind of like, but with guest star, and this is why I like doing Mondays by myself with a topic, because guest stars, it's so much easier to get off topic.
I know. And I'm the worst for that too, man. I am the worst.
I mean, it's not the biggest deal, but but like when you're trying to get something done, like more in a time frame, it is easier when you're by yourself. Oh, I
Yeah.
hope you have a good day, Melissa. All
See
right,
what I'm working. See what the lost soul shawl.
that one's pretty.
Isn't it cool? I think it is so neat. I started one a while back and I didn't like the tutorial. But this one's fiber spiders and he's easy to follow. So
Yeah, I love a lot of his tutorials.
yeah, I love Craig. He's awesome.
All right, this is one. See, this. Oh, first I gotta say, rich textures, crochet. I love her. She
Yeah, you
has a
that.
YouTube channel, and I find like she has like some of the most beautiful stitch tutorials. Um, and as you see, she has a website too. So this one is the arrow stitch, and I've done a tutorial on this
That's
stitch.
pretty. Yeah, that's
Um,
really pretty.
but yeah, it looks kind of like a little arrow. And if I, from what I recall, it's a 2 row repeat.
Oh
But I
wow,
love
so it's the
the
easy one.
I love the texture to it. And this one, I have this blanket that I'm designing that's probably going to take me like 5 years to finally finish this blanket. Um,
I think we all got those tucked away.
which I'm doing like a bunch of beautiful textured stitches on this blanket. Um,
That makes it worth
and
it.
and this is one of the stitches.
Yeah, that's very pretty.
I love textured stitches.
I'm really liking this yarn here. I've never tried it before.
Hold on, which yarn?
I don't know what it is. I got it on a clearance deal. Braid Big by Loops and Threads.
Ooh, nice.
Let's see, and it's like a chain spun. And I was a little worried it was going to be fuzzy like that dividation, and it's not. And it's smooth sailing. I mean, I'm only doing half double crochets as startings of a blanket, but it is smooth sailing. I like this.
Sweet.
And when you know, it's probably discontinued, right? Because I got it on clearance.
That's usually how it works.
I know, right?
Back to work.
Okay.
I fed the kids.
Okay.
Here
Where are you
is
going?
the waistcoat stitch, which is one of my favorite stitches.
I thought
And
these
it's
were you.
basically the crochet's knit stitch because it looks just like a knit stitch that you do in knitting. Um, and I have the like some of my patterns, well, I think it's, hold on. I think it's one or two, it's two patterns out of my three patterns that I've designed for crochet. I use the waistcoat stitch.
That is really pretty. And, I love the texture of knitting. I love it. And, the different, because it seems to be a thinner texture sometimes, like for flowy things or whatever. Knitting is absolutely beautiful to me. I have no desire to learn it, but I think I think it's beautiful because I know if I try to learn it, I'm going to go gun ho and I'll have to buy all the things and no, no.
Yeah, knitting,
So,
you do kind of need more supplies than crochet.
yeah, you do. And I just know me. I'll have to buy everything on the market that goes with knitting. I just don't want to do it. I got enough crafts going on. So I love my crochet and that's it for me. But I love the way knitting looks. And I definitely appreciate anyone that can knit. I mean, I think it's beautiful. It really is beautiful.
See, I learned knitting first.
Oh, did you? Yeah. See, I know a lot of people that learned crochet first and tried to knit, and they said it's much more difficult than if they learned. Do you agree?
Yeah, I found like the opposite. I like when I first tried to learn how to crochet, I did not understand like the end of the row, the chains, all that stuff. And, you know, so I was like, I'm not getting crochet. So I turned to loom knitting, then knitting. And then I finally got to where let me try crochet again. You know,
Yeah.
and then I got crochet. But you see, I felt like knitting was more straightforward. You
And
know,
see, to me with knitting, one of the reasons I don't want to try it is because if you drop a stitch or something, it's like, oh my gosh, it's a nightmare. You have to frog everything, start over again. I mean, unless it's a repairable situation. But sometimes it's not a repairable situation. And as much time as all that takes, I just, I like the instant gratification of crocheting.
that
You know?
that's the downside to knitting. That's what makes it. But there are ways to correct your mistakes.
Yeah, you
Um,
told me about those lifelines or whatever to
Lifelines are
prevent.
a good idea to use.
Yeah,
Especially if you're new to knitting, or like if you're doing lace work. You want to use lifelines in lace work. Um,
yeah.
but okay, the next stitch, that's one of my favorite. But yeah, let us know what your favorite some of your favorite crochet stitches in the comments. This is the bobble stitch.
Oh, yeah, that's a good old standard. Everybody uses those. I love that though. It gives texture.
Like bobble, puff stitch, popcorn stitches. I I find those kind of look very similar type in a sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love those type of stitches.
Yeah, me too. I think it gives like I said, texture and also some interest. If you're doing something real plain, like for instance, half double crochet that I'm doing, throwing in a bobble there gives it some interest. Even if it's just one row,
Hmm.
it gives it some interest. So I agree.
All right. So those are some of our favorite stitches. And these are some that we're about to get into, or some that, well, for the most part, we want to try. There is one that I actually learned yesterday
Did you?
that I did a tutorial on. The tutorial uploaded this morning.
Okay, let me get this straight. You learned it yesterday and did a tutorial on it?
Uh-huh.
Gee, good Lord, woman.
Why it took me so long, though.
I know, but my gosh, you learn it and do a tutorial on it, like teach other people, and you just learned it? Wow. Impressive. That's all I got to say.
Because I was like, because I kept like messing up and stuff, and I was like, why is this taking me so long? I mean, it was all like the stitches with it were all stitches I knew. It was just like the process of
Yeah.
this, how the stitches. Okay, so let's pull up some new ones. Oh, hi. Oops. Let me remove that. Sorry. Do you need me to pull the bobble stitch back up? I'll pull it up real quick in case y'all didn't see it. Let's see. Where was
it? Excuse me, my allergies are on high alert right now.
I still have a little cough that you'll catch me coughing some. And especially like the more I talk.
Yeah. Well, me, I've had so many throat surgeries that my voice gets weak after a while, I'm lucky to be talking at all, so I'm not complaining.
Okay, this was the bobble stitch.
Yeah, I love the bobble stitch. Like I said, it always brings texture and interest to anything you put it on.
Just in case, I think the comment was covering it, and some of y'all may never have seen a bobble stitch before.
Yeah, it's a real nice go-to for texture and interest, I think.
Okay. So let's see. This one, like when I saw this stitch, I thought this was a really neat stitch. This is called the broomstick lace crochet stitch. And this is B Hook's website.
Now this is one where you don't have to do it on that broomstick lace frame. This is just crochet, correct?
Yeah, these are crochet stitches.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, B Hooked has a YouTube channel. She has a lot of good content. But look at how neat that stitch is.
Yeah, that is very nice. I'm sorry, I have to look at it over here. I can't see it on my phone. Yeah, that's very nice.
Hopefully y'all can see it because the picture's smaller.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
But and one thing I do want to mention, some of these stitches, if there's a stitch y'all want me to try to do a tutorial on, let me know.
That one.
This is one that I was already planning to.
Okay, I love that. That is beautiful.
But yeah,
and it also looks like it's not something I could understand the pattern on how to do it. It's something I would have to see. I'm a visual learner more so than a book learner,
Now, hopefully it's not too hard to figure this one out.
I got confidence in you. You got this.
Which most of the time, I mean, it's just the way you combine your basic stitches.
Right, right.
Ooh, Sororo saying, I want to make a Swiffer cover with the bobble stitch. And Christy saying, I have done broomstick lace. It's really pretty. Ooh, awesome.
I inherited that broomstick lace thing from my auntie when she passed away. And it's sitting over there in the vase that I have all of her knitting needles in. And it looks interesting, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I may try. I don't know. I'd have to definitely look up some tutorials though.
And Lori saying bobble stitches are great in kids' hats. Yeah. Oh, and one thing I do want to mention, like 2 things I can be bad for doing. I put the comments on the screen and forget to take it down, like when I go to show something. Or sometimes at the start of my lives, I forget to put the microphone in front of me. So
if that's your only problems with technology, good job, girlfriend, because I got craziness going on over here all the time.
Because usually it's plugged in to my computer, but I put it off to the side. And I went to pull it out in front of me. It's usually like I'm doing other things before going live, and it kind of, gets in my way. So I'll wait until and sometimes I forget until y'all start saying, "Oh, you sound like you're underwater."
I can't hear you, Connie. Speak
So
up.
yeah, if y'all see that happening at the start of a live, be like, "Connie, go grab your mic."
or take down that comment, lady.
All right, let's move on to the next one. Okay, here's the herringbone that we were previously talking about.
Yeah, see, I want to learn how to
This
do
is the
that.
single
Never done it.
crochet one, and
I like it when it's in black and white, where you can, you know what I'm talking about, where you can see the. Do you understand what I'm saying? Where you can see the
the
differences.
stitches better.
Yeah, than
Yeah,
all one color.
and that was one thing that it was kind of hard I thought it would be easier to find pictures. You would think you could go to a source where it seemed like they had all these different stitches, you know, with a picture of it.
Well, it's just,
And
people
I,
name their stitches, if they come up with something new, like Crystal from the Secret Yarnery. She has the drunken granny. Now, if you were to look that up, she's the only one that has it. You're not going to find a picture of that in the book. You run into that kind of issue as well.
but that was one thing that, and then I was like, trying to, you would think you would find more pictures of a stitch. And it was just kind of like,
Yeah.
but I hope that with what I'm sharing, y'all can still see the stitches well enough to see basically what it looks like. Oh, we have Melissa. Hi, Melissa. How are you? What are you working on?
She's lurking while working.
We're talking stitches today.
And
Hopefully I
Jennifer.
hopefully I motivate y'all to learn some new stitches. And like I said, if y'all see one y'all want me to do a tutorial on, let me know.
Well, definitely that broomstick one. That one you can do. I would love to learn how to do that. That's beautiful.
This one is the herringbone half double crochet stitch.
I think I like the other one better. What do you think, Connie?
Probably the other one.
Yeah, I think the other one's more pronounced. You know what I'm saying? I think I would like the other one better.
But I was kind of like with the herringbone, I knew there were different ones. I decided I'm going to show, the single, half double, and the double, which I'm about to show the double. And one thing too, like with these stitches that we're showing, if you've done the stitch before, let us know. Or if it's a stitch you definitely want to try, let us know that too.
Yeah, if you let her know that, maybe she'll do some tutorials for us.
I did think I am doing some plotting. And one thing that I think I'm going to do a tutorial on soon, um because I've never done a pattern tutorial for crochet, which I'm kind of nervous about, because I feel like I'm more comfortable with knitting a lot of times.
Well, the way I
And
look at it is if you're used to doing a tutorial, and you can, edit your own and all that, you should be fine,
and I know I've gotten requests to do some bigger projects, for tutorials. And I am trying to get where I can get do that for y'all. Like I said, some things will take me a while or longer than other things. But I think I'm going to start off where I think I'm going to do a cozy, a cup
A what?
cozy, a cup
Oh, yeah.
cozy tutorial, something simple.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm working on my first tutorials. I'm actually working on two because I'm just late to the game. I mean, I've been doing this 6 months on YouTube, and people think I'm done like the seasoned YouTuber, and I'm only 6 months in. I'm totally a greenhorn. So, Crystal from the Yarny Chicken Crazy Cat Lady helps me with my technical stuff. And I'm actually doing one that's a cup cozy. Matter of fact, I got it sitting here. This is
Hold
this
up a
is not a
minute.
cup cozy. This is let me show you. Sorry about my big face. This is a bottle holder, and I'm going to put a strap on it. I've been making these, and I'm doing some for breast cancer awareness and putting them in my breast cancer giveaways. But I'm doing a tutorial on this because I'm already doing them. So, but I'm doing that because it's easy peasy. And then the other thing as well is I'm doing a bag caddy, put your grocery bags in. Oh boy, Connie's gone again. Oh, there she is.
No, what's happening is when you go to show something, I'm putting myself in the basement.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just disappearing and something was wrong with my stuff here. Like I told you, greenhorn, okay?
That way, what you're showing shows up better for everyone to see.
Yeah, but that's what I'm doing. I mean, it's real basic granny stitch, but the bag cozy, has elastic at the bottom, or the bag cozy, the bag caddy. Put all your grocery bags that are miscellaneous socks you find in the laundry room, or cleaning rags, or whatever. And that's what I'm doing my tutorials on, and I'm just about there. I thought I was going to be done, but I'm not. So
All right. So this is the herringbone double crochet.
yeah,
Let's see. No, it won't let me make the picture bigger.
yeah, that's pretty. I like the way that looks, the construction of it. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Next is the Suzette stitch. Another one, rich textures crochet. It comes from hers website.
That would make a nice bag, like a purse or a tote or something. Done in maybe a cotton. Ooh, that's a nice stitch. I like that.
Like I said, I love her tutorials. I mean, she does a lot of beautiful text. I'm sorry, beautiful texture tutorials. And that
Yeah.
is one thing. What are some of y'all's favorite channels for stitch tutorials? I know, like for me, some of my favorites is, like I said, rich textures, crochet, creative grandma is one, and of course, back in the day.
Yeah.
Do you have any others, D, that are some of your favorites?
No, like we talked earlier, those are my two, Bag O' Day and Creative Grandma are usually the ones I go to for it. You told me about this rich textures. I wrote it down so I can look her up after I get off of here. So no, those are pretty much my go-tos. And if not, I look in my books,
Yeah, and like I said, there's probably some other good ones that we're just not off the top of our heads thinking of, you know. So, like I said, if there's some you love, let us know in the chat or the comments. Let's see. Abigail's asking, is it possible to do the virus stitch as a rectangular shawl?
Yes, it sure is. As a matter of fact,
Okay.
I'm making a virus blanket right now. It's one of my whips.
That is true. There is a virus blanket.
Yeah. Where is it? Oh no, it's across the room. I thought it was right here. But yeah, you sure can. I would follow maybe the virus blanket pattern if there's not a tutorial out there. And you could definitely make that into a show.
And they now have the virus poncho pattern.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember who did that one.
I think Fiber Spider did.
Probably.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, usually he's a good one to do, stuff like that and Bago Day.
Yeah.
Okay, Lori's, yeah, Jada and Stitches is another good one, Lori.
Yeah, I like Jaden Stitches. She's hyper. Oh boy, that woman ricochets off the ceiling, don't she? But boy, she comes up with some nice stuff.
Okay, so the next
I'm not
stitch,
saying that like it's a bad thing, everybody. I'm just being me. I really like her. So
yeah, I mean, there's so many amazing, content creators out there.
for sure.
There's not enough time in the day to watch everybody.
Oh man. And I hate it when I get behind on my favorites, but I like to check out new channels as well. So like I'm always bouncing, because you find new channels all the time. And you're like, why isn't this person had a YouTube channel before now? You know, new comers coming in. So
And yes, Abigail, Allison Russell, she does a lot of
I'm
good
gonna get down
textured
to-
stitch tutorials or blanket tutorials. The only thing I find about Allison Russell, though, she, I mean, she will mention the U.S. terms, but a lot of times she'll say, um, was it the UK terms? Um, so you
yeah,
got to
get
keep that in
confusing.
mind when you watch her.
Yeah.
Make sure that because sometimes she'll say the UK term, and if you're not careful, you'll
I could
start
end up
doing
doing a trouble crochet.
the US
Yeah.
stitch. But she's awesome though.
That's another one I'm gonna look up too.
Yeah, yeah. Jana Martinez did a good virus poncho tutorial. Hers was the only one that I could follow along with. I made two of them.
Yep, I know you did. I seen them. They're beautiful. Christy did a real good job on those.
Okay.
Lori says Jada needs to sometimes cut back on the coffee. And I got to be in the right frame of mind for that one. I go, okay, here we go. She wears me out, man.
Okay. So this one here, this stitch is the marching ant stitch. I like the look of this stitch.
Yeah, it's cool. I don't see the ant though, unless they're talking about, it going up and down and the legs coming
Oh.
out.
To me, it kind of looks like a butterfly type stitch.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were going to say it was because I didn't see the other. I definitely thought it was a butterfly stitch of some sort. Yeah,
And
that's pretty.
what's funny? I mean, like the stitches we're talking about today isn't even like any. There's so many more stitches. I mean,
I've got book upon book upon book, of stitches that I've never tried. I'm actually sending Connie one of my big books of stitches because I have a lot. You guys know how I am. I buy 2 and 3 of everything, sometimes by accident. But yeah, there's some books. I mean, the one I'm sending Connie has 500 stitches in it. I don't know
I know
about you
I'm like
guys,
all
but
like, oh,
I don't
this
know
is
about you. I know, but I don't know. It's like I might know 20 or 30. I'm guessing it may be less than that. And there's like 500 in the book. This one here has 350. I mean, there's just books out there with just unreal stitches you've never heard of, whatever. Oh, that's pretty too. That's a
yeah.
good summertime stitch.
I think this should be the same one that was in one of your books. The
Yeah, that
posies and the rose,
posy one.
the
Yeah, I
posies
remember
and
us
rose
looking at
stitch.
that. Let me see if I can find it.
But yeah, I mean, I could just do like a lot. Like I could do a bunch of lives talking about stitches. I mean, if y'all want me to get more into talking about stitches, you know, on future lives, I can work to make that happen. Oh, Lori's saying Tiffany Hansen. Yeah, she has
Oh,
a
yeah,
lot of
here's
good,
another one.
and in general, she has a lot of good tutorials.
Yeah. That new, I believe it's a poncho that she made where you do it in squares. Oh, eventually I'm making that. That is just beautiful.
But yeah, me and Dee were diving into the stitch rabbit hole a couple of days ago.
Yes, we were. I'm trying to find the posy one. Hold on. It's probably the very first one or something.
But yeah, I mean, there's so many amazing stitches. I was trying to pull up the next ones to talk about.
Oh, come on.
And Jennifer saying she would love to see finished projects with some of these stitches.
Oh, yeah. It must have been in the other book.
But like a lot of these stitches, like I haven't done yet. um,
Yeah. I mean, like I said, 500 stitches in just the one book alone. I mean, obviously, I don't think anybody out there's tried 500 stitches. Maybe the author of that book.
yeah.
That's about it,
How many stitches do you know how to do?
Yeah, like I said, 20, 30 at most. And I'm probably, being, too much there. I don't know. But yeah, nowhere near that. That's for sure.
You see, I know I probably haven't done as many stitches as a lot of people have, but that's because it's only been like 2 years that I've been crocheting. So,
Right. Your love is knitting, or your first love was knitting. So you probably done, a lot more knitting stitches than you have crochet.
well, well, knitting basically your main two stitches is knit purl.
Right.
And I mean, you do have stuff like make one, knit front and back, knit two together. But usually your other stitches all stem off of knit and purl.
Right.
Now you do have some things that have a specific name to it based on how you do the combination.
Right. Like
You know,
garter stitch, or, uh,
but
there's another one.
the funny thing is like with knitting, like if you do stockinette stitch,
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Stockinette. That's the word I
you
was looking
knit flat. You work it where you do knit stitches on the front and purls on the back side. But when you knit in the round, it's completely different because you're just doing all knit stitches.
for. See, that just completely loses me. I'm like, what?
So that's
I mean, I
one
know there's a difference in knit and burrow, but
and that's one aspect where that side of knitting can get confusing.
oh, for sure.
Knit versus flat knitting. Okay. I'm going to pull up the next stitch while you look in your book. Where am I? Okay. This was something that I've heard of the waffle stitch and I've heard of the V stitch, but this is a V stitch waffle stitch.
Oh, that's interesting.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it is. I wonder how hard it is.
And like I said, and y'all may decide look up some tutorials on these stitches, and if y'all want me to do a tutorial, I'm game.
Yeah, absolutely. You should do, some tutorials on some of these, because some of these are just I've never heard of,
This one I'm likely to do.
Yeah, that one's really pretty. I liked it. I wanted to show you this one. I'm looking for.
Without anyone requesting it, I'm likely to do that one.
Here's a really cool one too. This one's called Knots of Love. And I thought this was really cool. Let me go. I'm trying not to let my light shine on it. I mean, isn't that neat? It's real open and airy. I've never done that stitch before, and I think I want to, I think that's a really pretty stitch, but it's called Knots of Love. Again, it's in this little book. This little book is awesome.
Let me put myself back.
Yeah, that
Okay.
bee stitch want to make a gorgeous blanket, Lori was saying. I agree. Very pretty stitch.
See, and this one is the hold up. I'm trying to remember the name of this one. The triad stitch. TRIAD.
That's similar to that broomstick one, but not, in a way it's
In
similar.
a
It looks like,
yeah, in a
you're
sense.
taking stitches over stitches to make it. I don't mean, similar, you know what I mean. Looks like the same kind of technique, maybe.
Yeah, it's like it does and it doesn't.
Yeah. I like that other one better. That's the one I want you to do the tutorial on.
The broomstick.
Yeah, that's really pretty.
I'm like, I wonder what I mean, like maybe a shawl in that broom stitch.
Yeah, that would
That would
be
look
really
cool.
pretty.
Bago Day, if you're watching, hint hint.
Right.
Because everyone says she lurks, so you never know when she could be lurking.
Oh, okay. I never thought
Oh,
about that,
and I do know she has popped up at my live before
Wow.
because she actually,
I
said
think
something in
I'd
the
pass
chat.
out. I think I would pass out. Starstruck.
Because she says something in the chat twice on my lives. The
I don't
first
think she
time
ever has on mine.
it's not the 4th of July that just passed. Hold up. It was on the 4th of July. But I'm trying to remember if I've been around for one or two 4th of Julys. I think it's just been one 4th of July, but no, actually it should be two. All right. I love this stitch. This one actually like whenever I was deciding on my tutorial yesterday, I was kind of going back and forth between this one and another one, the one that I did.
That is
Um,
really pretty. That looks like it'd be nice and thick, like for
this is the
slippers or pillow covers or, you know.
this is the braided puff stitch. Beautiful, and especially if you get that right, like kind of like colorful, a colorful yarn. I
Yeah,
think
that's
would
really nice.
or like well you can kind of tell how she does different colors.
Yeah.
Or you could just do all in one color. Um, but like I said, I did kind of like look at like what's the process of doing this stitch because I have notes on it in front of me. But
Karen JSP says she just got a new book with 1,000 crochet and knit stitches in it, the Japanese versions.
wow.
Wow, that's a lot of stitches.
But like with this one, you have your puff stitch, and basically like you're skipping a stitch and working a
And then crisscrossing back over.
yeah, you work a double crochet after skipping a stitch, and then you go back to that skip stitch and you work your puff magic.
Yeah, that's really pretty.
And
I like that one
really like
too.
how I was talking about doing a cup cozy tutorial, I am considering this stitch for it.
Oh yeah, that would be very pretty for that. And thick and, like if you had a hot cup of coffee, that would be perfect, you know.
But in the same aspect too, I do kind of wonder if I should get the tutorial done on the stitches itself before I would do the cup cozy. That
Well,
way,
I mean,
like,
realistically, a cup cozy is a pretty basic thing. You're just basically wrapping a cup, right? So I think in itself, it would be a stitch tutorial. Do you know what I'm saying?
yeah, because I mean, I'll probably be showing how to do the stitch in the
More so
tutorial
than the
for the
instruction of yeah.
because I do tend to do that. My tutorials tend to be long. I get very, I get very detailed.
But there's nothing wrong with that. That's what I was just going to say. That's one of the reasons I like Fiber Spider, is because he is so detailed. And for somebody just learning something, we need that. We need that detail. Don't just assume, someone knows these things,
Mhm.
Don't assume they know how to do a double crochet.
See, and that's why I do it that way. I I teach more like or show more like you're a beginner.
Yeah. And I think that's a good thing. That's one of the reasons it's taken me so long to do my little tutorials. I've been promising them for months, but the problem is, I've had so much going on. So I'm really trying to concentrate on that. I figure once I get through it, I'll move forward and be able to do tutorials on my own, no problem. But that's it right there, Connie, is that I am trying to be very specific for beginner learners because, the ones that just assume, I know in the, beginning when, I was first really learning crochet, like getting serious about it, I'd be like, what are you talking about? And I'd be talking to my phone or whatever, my computer, and rewind. We were trying to figure out what they were talking about because they're just assuming that everybody knows, you know?
Mm, because
And that's also why I gravitated towards bag a day as well, you know?
because when I first learned how to crochet, I felt like that's, whenever I would go to do certain tutorials, you know, because you put it on and it's like they expect that you know these things,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
and here I am like, hold up, slow down. Um, so that's why I teach, why I do my tutorials like I do. Like I said, I know some people like quick and short. Mine aren't.
That's fine for an advanced, yeah, well, that's fine for an advanced pattern. If you're gonna, mark it as an advanced pattern, there's nothing wrong with that. Just getting to the point and getting on with it. But if you're trying to make it beginner friendly and friendly for everyone, you need to be detailed. You need to be. Like I said, assuming that someone knows how to do all these things is not a good way to retain that person because I would just move by. I'd try to do a tutorial and someone wouldn't be detailed enough for me. That's it. And it probably took me a year or two or three to ever go back to that person because I got a bad taste in my mouth right from the get go. You
And
know?
like for instance, the tutorial that I uploaded this morning. Well, I made it yesterday. I scheduled it to upload for this morning. But anyway, like the tutorial I watched to learn was a 15-minute tutorial. Mine ended up being 30 minutes.
Yeah, but that's because you're taking into consideration people that don't know how to do the basics even. You know what I mean?
And
I don't see anything wrong with that personally.
and like I always try to make sure you know where to stick your hook. That's something I always try to stress.
Yeah,
And
because that is a biggie. And how to
and
keep
like
your edges straight on things. People don't go into great enough detail, I think, sometimes, explaining this is why you're doing this.
because yeah, sometimes you can't see where they're sticking that hook. And it's
Yeah,
like if I don't know where to stick the hook, I can't do this.
especially the edging. If you don't know where to stick your hook, you're going to have a wee wad edging, and that person never explained to you how important that beginning or last stitch was, you know, or
Listen,
why you're even doing it.
we have Karen that joined us. Melanie,
Hi, everybody.
how are y'all? What are y'all working on?
I think Melanie's, isn't it today? She has the rest of her live, her first live, and I've
I,
donated a prize for that one.
I think she has something going on.
Yeah, I think that is today.
I get confused, like like when people go live and stuff like that.
Well, the reason I know is because I donated something. You know what I'm saying? So I have it written down. But
Because what's funny is like normally whenever I pop in to watch like part of a live, it's usually like I'm scrolling on my phone and I see somebody's live or I'm on my computer. And I'm like, okay, let me go in and say hi.
Yeah.
Like it was funny. I think it was yesterday. Crystal was live. I literally like I saw she was live, and I was like, I'm like, I can't really stay, but I just wanted to pop in and say hi to everybody and wish
Yeah, give
everyone a
them a
fabulous
thumbs
day.
up. And, speaking of that, if you haven't thumbs up, do that. But
And
yeah,
then,
give them a thumbs up, a little comment or something, and at least you're participating in some form.
like, so like a couple of minutes later, I'm like, okay, bye everybody.
What happens to me is I'll be on, Mark will be driving, and we live out in the country. So I'll have signal, then I won't have signal, then I'll have signal, then I won't have signal. So a lot of times if a live comes up like that and I'm in the car, I will pop on, say hello, give them a thumbs up, and head out the door, because I know I'm going to lose them anyway. So,
Okay, this stitch here is the wicker stitch. I thought that was a cool little stitch.
oh yeah, that's pretty. That is pretty.
And if y'all notice, a lot of the stitches that the source that I'm going to show pictures, it's the rich texture crochet. Like I said, I love her.
Yeah, I would definitely have to go and check her out for sure. Look at this one. See, you like this is a lacy stitch, but isn't this pretty? Triple clusters. It reminded me of like tulips, you know? I thought that was really pretty. I got all my notes here using them as but yeah, I think that's really, I'm trying to put it so don't have the light. Oh, gee. There we go. That's a little better. It looks like tulips. I thought this was so pretty. Yeah, triple clusters, they're calling it. Another interesting one out of this book. I lost Connie again. Here's clusters plenty. One's kind of neat too. I see summer top with that one. I don't know where Connie went. Here, I'll show you one more. This one's called Winning Ways. I thought that one was really neat. But like I said, I showed Connie a lot of these stitches in here, and she was not able to find it. So either they're unique stitches to this book, or they're called something else. We
Hmm.
spent all day on the phone trying to find some of these stitches.
Yeah, I was in the basement. I was
Hey,
being bad. So D put me in the basement.
I put her in
Well,
the basement. You're in timeout, lady.
really, I put myself in the basement though.
I'm going to run and get something to drink because my mouth's dry. I'll be right
All
back.
right. Let's see. Joni saying she loves Lacey stitches. Lacey anything for that matter. Yeah, Lacey's pretty. And one thing I do want to bring up too, like, for those that have channels, if y'all have stuff going on y'all channels, let me know. I'll share it on my community page. Send me an email and I'll be happy to um, share it out. Maybe tell me what you want me to say, that type of thing. Yeah, just send me an email. There was something else I was about to mention. Oh yeah, Joni. I don't know if you had read my email I sent today. But you know how you were bringing up about the alien tag thing with the tag videos? I had created an out of this world tag where I did some alien type questions. So I do have a video for that tag. And the Biscuit also did a video answering those questions. And like all the tag type videos that I've participated in, I do have a playlist for those videos. Oh, awesome, Christy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Today's the last day to get pictures in for October's finished projects video. And then and also to if y'all have Halloween pictures that y'all want on Monday's live, get them into me by the end of day Saturday. For them to go in, the upcoming Monday. Now, if you send them to me after that, they'll go in like the following week's lives. Let's see. Yeah, yeah. Anyone that wants to, if y'all see a tag video in my playlist or like the alien one, and y'all want to do it, yeah, feel free to do so. All right. See, I want to wait for Dee to come back before I put up the other stitches.
I'm back.
Okay, there she is.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I was just saying I was kind of waiting for you to come back to pull up the other stitches.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that dog emergency. They had to go in and out too.
It's all good. You had to who let these dogs out again?
Who let the dogs out? D.
Yeah, that's one thing. I'm a nut, so
Yeah,
I can be silly and goofy. This one is the crocodile stitch.
Yeah, I've never tried that. Never have.
I love this stitch.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
I haven't learned it yet. I really want to learn it. This is one that I really want to do a tutorial on when I finally learn it.
Speaking of the crocodile stitch, when you do it in my favorite yarn, Unforgettable, oh my gosh, those colorful yarns. Oh, the colorful, like shiny yarns, or
I know.
Oh my gosh, it is so pretty. I mean, that doesn't do it justice, that picture.
I know, it really doesn't.
Yeah, it's very plain Jane, but boy, when you do it
with the right yarn,
like Unforgettable or that new Facets or the Stitch 101 that the lady was saying she was making, stuff like that. Karen Simply Soft, stuff like that with that shiny. Oh man, that is a beautiful stitch.
I know. I mean, see, I did watch a tutorial on the crocodile stitch because at one point I was planning to do a tutorial on it, but I was kind of like, okay, I need to kind of research the stitch anymore, because one thing I came across was a lot of the tutorials were saying there's different ways to do this stitch.
Really? I wasn't aware of that.
So I kind of want to have more knowledge on that before I go doing a tutorial. And you kind of like, the rows are worked differently. So I want to make sure like, I can kind of get that down too. Like I actually got to play with it where, putting it to yarn to make sure I have it,
I see some fingerless mitts made out of it with the crocodile stitch, fingerless mitts. I thought, oh, those are so pretty. They just looked real fancy,
But yeah, it's like some stitches you can just, watch the tutorial and you're like, okay, it's the same old stuff. It's not gonna, it's not gonna be that difficult to get it that, get it down.
It's just a matter of where you're putting what stitch,
or having to spend as much time on it.
Yeah.
See, good use for the bobble stitch that we talked about earlier. This is the fan and bobble stitch.
Oh, wow. That is pretty. Two of my favorite stitches together. I couldn't go wrong with that one. Oh, that's on that rich texture. Ooh. I am so going there.
I know. That's one that's probably likely that I'll try to do a tutorial on.
Yeah, definitely do that one. That one in the broomstick. That's my vote.
All right, Jennifer, I hope you have a good day.
Oh, bye, Jen. Have a good day. See, I understand that internet business. At home, I'm fine. The minute I pull out of my driveway, I'm in nowhere's land, you know?
See, I find this one looks a little similar to that one of those stitches that you had shown, that
Yeah.
cross stitch. This is the line shamrock stitch.
Oh, I like that one too. You picked out some good ones.
Awesome. I like hearing that. I was trying to find stitches that I didn't think, well, for the most part, that I didn't think that most people would have heard of. You
Yeah,
know,
that was a really cool one. I'm trying to find the one. I know which one you talk about. Was it this one?
hold
No,
up, let me.
that's like
No,
a
that one
shell part.
wasn't.
No, that's not it. Look at this one too, Connie. Isn't this one cool?
Yeah, that's
It almost
neat.
looks like a cable stitch. Interlocking loops is what it's called. That one is really cool. That reminds me of a big cozy sweater or, something along those lines. Really cool. Well, here's another one. Spikes in a row. This one here. Very pretty. Connie put herself in timeout again.
Because every time you pull up to show something, I'm like, I put myself in the basement so
Put
people
yourself
can
in
see it
timeout.
better. Or maybe the aliens came to get me.
Now that's it. You've been alien abducted. You better watch out.
Yeah, alien encounter. Let's see. We have Kim that joined us. I'm trying to
Hi,
call her.
Kim. Hi, Kim.
How are you today, Kim? And what are you working on? Okay, let me pull up the rest of the stitches I have. I think, 4 more. And like I said, we could keep talking on this subject.
Yeah. Like I said, this book here has 350. The other one has 500. There's one down here, there's so many stitches out there. It's just it's hard to state claim like, I made this stitch. I do this stitch, I made up this stitch. Because unless you've done some serious research, because they're not all on the interweb, you know what I mean?
And when it
It'd
came
be
to
hard to claim.
the stitches, like I said, I was trying to pick mostly ones that I didn't really think people would have heard of. Some of y'all may have, and I may be shocked. Some of y'all like, yeah, I know this stitch. I know, like, for instance, like the crocodile stitch. I figure, people have heard of that one. Um, and then some of the stitches was basically combining 2 stitches. But I
I like
still like,
shell stitches. Everybody knows those,
like the oh, what you call it, the waffle V stitch. I love, the combination, and
Yeah.
I kind of figured y'all probably never saw that combination, but
And the V stitch is another one of my favorites. I did a complete, floor to floor cardigan out of V stitches, and it turned out really nice. And I didn't get bored with it. I don't know if that makes sense. Some you get, some stitches you get bored with doing them, and that one I didn't. I just zoomed right through.
and listen, we have Missy that joined us. Hi, Missy. How are you today? What are you working on? Kim's working on a hag stitch cow blanket. Melanie's working on a cocoon cardigan.
About cocoon cardigans. There was somebody earlier that said that they were working on a voodoo poppet. What the heck is that? I was going to ask you earlier. What is that? Enlighten me. A voodoo poppet.
But though, like they have the little like voodoo crochet doll patterns, and they're cute.
They are cute. With
Um,
the X'd out eyes and all that kind of stuff. I love that kind of stuff.
Because I know in one of my lives I was sharing a pattern for one and I felt kind of funny, because voodoo. But it's like it's not about that. It's just they're cute.
It's just cute, exactly. It's not like you're practicing the religion, you know.
All right. So this is the Cabbage Patch stitch. And I think I had to share it just because of the name. Cabbage Patch.
Right.
And when I was doing some search for stitches, there was one that I came across and like I cannot say the name of the stitch because it's an offensive word. And
Really
I'm just like, why would somebody name a stitch this?
takes all kinds to make the world go around, now don't it?
I was just like, if I would say that, I mean, I would have people like, how dare you say that?
Oh yeah, you'd be in trouble.
I was
Oh,
like,
Missy's working on pumpkins. Yeah, I've got one I want to do too out of that dollar store chenille stuff I got, or whatever it is. It's like thicker than eyelash, but it's not exactly chenille. I can't remember what it is. But anyways, I'm gonna do a multicolored pumpkin myself out of that.
I
Oh,
love
pretty,
pumpkins.
pretty. Yes, I love that stitch too.
Yes, this is the feather stitch. Oh, hold up. I thought I could get it to go larger. And I
Yeah,
love like the colors. Oh, there. My
yeah, and
mouse was on
rainbow
it.
cotton. Yeah,
That's why it looked faded. But I love the colors. Like that
yeah,
shown in this picture.
yeah. It's kind of like my purse. Looks like it was
And
made
that's
out of the
another
same type
one.
of, same type of yarn as this here.
Hold up,
That
let
looks
me
more like the Red Heart Retro. I'll bet you. That might be Red Heart Retro.
but yeah, I mean, and this is one too I could see me doing a tutorial on at some point.
Let me grab that. I want to see if it's the same colors.
Yeah, let's let her come back before I get to the other two. Yeah,
Doesn't this kind
today's
of
live is
resemble?
longer.
Doesn't
That
that
does
kind of
look
resemble the colors that they were working with there? I
that
bet you that might be what it is. This is the Red Heart Retro stripes. I bet you that's what that was.
that does look a lot like it at least.
Yeah.
All right, next one.
Yowza.
This is I guess it's officially called mini check plaid stitch.
I know I
Um
was looking at that the other day when you showed me. It doesn't look that difficult at all. Look at that.
it doesn't I kind of like the colors.
Oh yeah.
And the
Yeah,
colors
that's
that's
really
used
neat.
here pop.
Yeah, most definitely.
And
Yeah,
this
I
is
like that.
I'm pretty sure that n- I have trouble saying her name. Nastasia.
Nastasia.
See, I'm
Yeah,
I'm
that's
bad.
okay.
I'm bad with pronouncing stuff. But this is coming from her website and she has a YouTube channel. I'm almost positive she has a tutorial.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
almost looks like you could almost figure it out yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, even on the web page it looks, there's
Yeah,
a tutorial. And here's a YouTube video, which I'm
yeah,
not going to play.
yeah.
All right, so now we're down to the final stitch, and this is the stitch that I uploaded. I have a tutorial that was uploaded. Well, it was actually uploaded yesterday, but it was scheduled, and it's now up for. Um, y'all know what I'm trying to say. I get kind of sometimes I get twisted on my own words,
Yeah, me too.
and I love this one.
Yeah,
It's
I've done that
it's the
stitch before. The V puff. Is that what
this
it's
is
called?
the
Yeah,
crochet V puff stitch.
yeah, yeah. I've done that one before. What did I make with it? something for one of my granddaughters or something. It's
And
fun.
I
It's
am
fun fit.
thinking about the cup cozy tutorial I want to do. You see, this is the other stitch that I'm thinking about using.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think I like the other one better. I think the other one is richer, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. So it'll probably, like I said, it's gonna be either this one or the braided puff stitch.
Yeah, I like that other one better. I mean, this is beautiful, but the other one I've never done before. So if you made a tutorial on it, then I would learn something.
But I think this one's beautiful. And with the right yarns,
Oh yeah.
which in my tutorial, the swatch I show at the beginning of it to show what the stitch looks like, I use the ice yarn, the Picasso.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Very colorful yarn.
yeah, they don't give names to their yarn. They just kind of say kind of what colors. So it's not like I
Yeah.
can tell you what's the color
It'll be
scheme.
it'll be blue, purple, gray. That'll be the name of the yarn,
But I love ice yarn, the Picasso yarns. Those are beautiful.
I also like the metallic. Have you ever used the metallic?
Yeah. You referring to ice yarn or just in general?
Yeah, it's just like it's Picasso, but it's a metallic Picasso.
Yeah. The only thing that I've tried by ice so far is it's the Picasso. I love the shine. I love shiny yarns.
Yeah, me
Like
too. I mean,
like
yeah.
cake type yarns with different colors.
I like the
Oh,
magic glitz and the magic light.
Magic Glitz. I've been wanting to try that. Those are beautiful. And like the time that I ordered from Your Nut, um, it's like she's always out of stock of those.
It's not just her, it's ice in general. I very rarely ever catch magic glitz on even the ice website. I think they just sell out of it so fast.
And that is one thing. Like those that like ice yarn. It's a lot cheaper to order from yournut.com, Gia.
Yeah, because she orders in bulk and then sells them individually or whatever. And you
And
don't
the
have to
ship,
pay that crazy shipping and
yeah,
all that kind of stuff. You might be
you don't.
paying more per ball because she has to compensate for her shipping. But yeah, I've bought from her before. I have the Magic Light. I don't know if you've ever looked at that, Connie. It doesn't have the glitz, the sparkle in it, but it's the same tonal yarn. So you can buy it without the without the sparkle or with the sparkle. And the Magic Light is without the sparkle.
But yes, Sparkly yarn. Ooh.
My favorite. Matter of
But
fact, I got some sitting here. Got some sitting here on my table, isn't it, Birdie?
or like one thing I love seeing, like some of the like especially like the hand dyed yarns, like the fall colors and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah, this
Ooh.
one's called Pumpkin Pie, which I think that they should have given it some other color name because it's just so incredibly beautiful. I love copper, and that's the kind of sparkle it has. It's like a copper sparkle. Oh, can't wait to work out with this. That's why it's sitting on my desk.
Oh, another like I love the universe yarns from
Yeah,
Hobie.
yeah,
The
yeah.
you
That's
know
what's right. Ooh, that's what's right there. That whole square.
and the Halloween colored ones from
Mark, I
Universal.
kept saying, "Oh man," because I blew my yarn budget this month. It's out when Nick Crate had that big sale and all that. My yarn budget was gone. So I'm like, "Oh man, sitting on my hands. I didn't get any Halloween yarn this year. I was all bummed out." And I seen him the other day on the computer over there. I go, "What you doing?" He goes, "Ordering you some Halloween yarn." I was like, "Yay, little kid Christmas! I can't wait for it to come."
And the Christmas one that Hobie has. Those are beautiful. The sparkly
I
Christmas.
know.
Ooh.
I decorate my Christmas tree in all peacocks. I know, surprise, surprise, right? But everything's done in blues and silvers and white and shades of teal or whatever. That's how I do my Christmas tree. So to me, the Christmas yarns, the standard Christmas, the red, green, white, whatever, I make for other people generally. And then I use blue sparkles or teal sparkles or to make mine. Because that's how I decorate. I used to have 5 Christmas trees, and each of them had a different
I like
theme
the
or
themed
whatever.
Christmas trees. Those are cool.
Anyway, I had one up on my island in my kitchen, just a small one, 3-4 foot tall, whatever. And that one had all the Christmas ornaments over the years that my grandkids made for me or my kids. It was just all different, little things they made for me and whatever. And then I had a candy tree, and that one was done in pastels, and it had suckers and candy canes and all kinds of candy on it. And then I had the white tree. The white tree I'd done in all white owls, white doves. That was that theme. And then my living room tree was the peacocks, and then the one in the bathroom was your standard red, green, and white. So I used to have all that going on. Now I just have the peacock tree. Ooh, that was a lot of work.
All right, Melanie, I hope you have a good day. Oh, she may already have left. But
I'll see you in a little while, Melanie.
yeah, sometimes like when people go to leave, sometimes, I can't always like get to say bye like right away. Like it takes me a
I'm
little
way
while.
behind on my chat. People left an hour ago, and I'm just getting to them.
That's why I always say, sometimes like even greeting people, you get behind on the chat and it takes a while to greet. And it is easy to potentially miss greeting somebody,
Oh, yeah,
you
sure is.
know.
I always feel so bad. I'll see somebody's been in the chat for a while, and I go, wow, I didn't even know they were here. And you always feel bad, but you can't help it.
We're human.
Yeah, believe it or not. Yeah.
And my intention is to tell everybody hello, greet everybody.
Oh, absolutely. We appreciate them coming to watch. So you want to say, thank you for coming, or hi, how you doing, or whatever. So if we miss folks, it's accidental. It's not intentional at all.
Let's see. Melanie's saying I'm slow and leaving. Okay, so you did hear me.
She keeps seeing sparkly yarn. Yeah, my whole place over here is filled with sparkle.
Hey, hey, we could keep going and show all of these sparkly yarn.
Yeah, I love me some sparkle. And if the yarn, I really like the yarn that doesn't have sparkle, I add sparkle to it. I buy some of the sparkly threads and whatnot, and I add sparkle to it because I just love sparkle.
I
And
know.
if I'm making something for somebody else and they're not, as into sparkle as I am.
I love sparkles.
Me
Oh, we have
too.
Vera here. It's her first time. Welcome, welcome.
Well, hello, Vera. Nice to meet ya.
Yeah, nice to meet you. How are you today? What are you working on? But yeah, like today's live is a lot longer than usually I go. The funny thing is, like today's live, I have like because I had been like sick and stuff, and I had to cancel lives. I have extra StreamYard hours,
Oh, there you go.
so like I'm going to be resetting later today with my hours. So I'm kind of like, okay, I have some extra time, so we can keep on
Yeah.
if y'all want. But I do need to work on my week 2 of my knit along. I do need to get that done. That may not that may not get uploaded till tomorrow based on how long it takes me before I go to work on that, but but it is coming. Let's see.
Oh, I'm sorry, Connie.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that Vera said that she's from South Africa and that she has a blanket on her hook.
Funny thing is, that's what I was about to say.
Oh, is it? I just read that. I thought, oh, how interesting. I wonder if it's winter there already or something.
All right, let's see. So do y'all want to see some of Dee's other sparkly yarn if she wants to go grab it?
Oh, jeez. Gosh, I got it all around me. Well, I'll show you some of that magic glitz that we were talking about.
Oh yeah, I love that yarn.
Where is it?
I've
Here.
never used it, but I love like when I look at it, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, I'll grab a couple colors so you can see. Oh shoot!
No. Melanie, it's not me that's in Africa. It's Vera that's in South Africa. I'm in Louisiana.
Okay, this is the Ice Magic Glitz. I always forget where my camera is. And this is the rainbow color. Isn't that beautiful?
Ooh, sweet.
And then this is the blues or teals or
That one I love.
isn't it pretty? And then this one's really pretty too.
That one
This is
too.
yeah, pinks and grays. It's so
Yeah.
pretty.
I
But
love I love the color combination of pink and gray.
yeah, me too. I like it too. Yeah, those
Beautiful.
are some man, oh man, that right there is yarn. Well, I ain't gonna say it. That's good yarn.
It's all good, Melanie. I just wanted to make sure you knew that I was in Louisiana.
Oh,
Everyone's oohing and awing, sparkles and rainbows.
beautiful, beautiful yarn right there. I just wow. And let's see. And we got this Universe by Hobie.
Ooh. See, and I
Yeah,
really love the one that has more of the different colors. That
yeah,
one's
me too.
pretty.
It's almost like a rainbow, but I can never figure out where this camera is. There we go. It's like a
Every time I go
rainbow.
to Hobie, I drool over the universe yarns.
I know
I'm
that
like,
is so pretty. I'll show you one of my favorites. Is this one. This one's multicolored as well, but it's different. This is one of my favorites
that's pretty too.
because it has the blue sparkle. I think this light's kind of blowing it out, but maybe I should turn that light off. Let me turn it off, see if that helps.
Because one thing, when Regina with Morse Knitting 101 comes live with me later this month, we're gonna be kind of talking like some Halloween stuff, and like we're gonna be like show like talking about like the Halloween yarns, and
Oh, yeah.
so I was like looking, trying to see what I could find. I mean, most of it is like the Hobie stuff and hand dyed Halloween
Yeah.
yarn, and I was just like just drooling looking at the Halloween yarn.
I know I can't wait to get it. I don't know when it's coming, but Mark says he got me some. So I really like this sparkle. Now this is Wool Free Lace by Premier Yarns. And I don't even know if they make it anymore. And I've only got one ball of it, but isn't this pretty?
Ooh.
I don't know. That light is really drowning it out, I think.
I would just love to come to your house just so I could look at all the yarn in your yarn stash.
Come on, girl. I'll fill you up a bag and take home with you.
What all is on those shelves?
Oh, I got some really pretty stuff, but they discontinued it. And it's called Bumbo. Have you ever heard of it?
No, I don't think so.
This is called Moonlight.
Ooh.
Isn't it pretty? But
I
it's
like
called
those
Moonlight.
colors.
Bumbo Moonlight. And oh man, this is beautiful yarn, and they discontinued it. Yeah, my house is full of sparkle. I could show you sparkle yarn all day.
Yeah, me and Lori's in neighboring states. And actually, whenever I was in the Navy, for whenever I was in C school, I was stationed in Biloxi, and I was actually on an Air Force base, Keesler Air Force Base. But yeah, let's see.
Yeah, Yarnbar forgot what I was trying to say when I said I won't say it.
Yeah, let's.
You two could go to Michigan Fine Yarn too. She's all the way in Louisiana. We'll have to get her an airplane ticket.
Yeah. Oh, and then okay, we got some drama going on. Well, I think it's really like the whole parish, but I know definitely my town. Um, and for those that don't know, Louisiana has to be different. We don't have counties; we have parishes. But
Oh, I did not know that.
it's really the same thing. I think it stems from Louisiana's kind of more heavy with the Catholic religion, and I think that's where it stems from, if I recall right. But yeah, we have parishes. Um, so I know, and this is kind of an odd topic to talk about, but like we're having trouble with garbage pickup. They changed garbage companies,
Oh
and they
yeah, we
have
had
this.
that happen here once. It was a nightmare.
It is like
Yeah.
on in the local Facebook groups and stuff. I mean, you just hear the complaints. Um, because well, with the old company, whenever they came to pick up trash cans, some people purchased a second trash can, where they purchased it, and
Yeah.
those garbage cans got for most people got picked up too.
Yep. I had
um
the same exact problem. Exactly the same problem. Yep.
then there's some people that still haven't gotten a garbage can.
Huh.
I mean, it's crazy. And I know for a while there, apartment complexes and some of the businesses didn't get dumpsters. And it was you know,
It just makes a mess of your whole town. It does. It just makes a mess of your
it
whole town when they
it,
do stuff like that.
it does. And this new company, they don't seem to have their act together.
They
Oh,
probably don't. They underbid the other one, and that's what happens. You got
that's
to
what
suffer
I
the
think happened.
consequences. Yeah.
Or it's one of the people that make these decisions, their buddy.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And well, we used to have um pick up twice a week. Now it's just once.
Oh, we've
A-
always had it just once here in Michigan. Always just
And
once a week.
everyone's just kind of we're going to generate too much garbage. And then there's some people, well, they started off on the wrong foot. A lot of people, they were supposed to come, I think, on Tuesdays. So a lot of people got their trash picked up the following day, Wednesday, the first week, which is what happened to us. And then the second week, they were on time.
I'll tell you right now, if you left your garbage out around here, the raccoons would have it tore up, the possums would have it tore up,
Exactly.
the deer will knock over your garbage can. You can't leave it out like that. So that was probably causing a mess too,
And
animals getting into the trash
and then what's funny is that there's some people, for some reason, they have not picked up their garbage. There's people that have gone over a week without their garbage picked up.
huh.
It's really disorganized. People call. They either no one answers the phone, which is probably they're getting a lot of phone calls, which
Right.
I
They're
get.
overwhelmed. Yeah.
Or they'll tell them they'll put them on the list to get a garbage can. But it's just kind
That
of a
it
mess.
sounds to me like nepotism, somebody related to somebody and they got the garbage contract. You know, that happens when you take underbids or you take, you know, they use nepotism or, you know, use a friend or whatever. You
Everyone wants
suffer. Yeah.
everyone wants the old company back. But I mean, you don't see a single positive thing being said about this company. If you look on Google, they got a 1-star rating.
Wow.
Every review is a 1 star. I don't know. Hopefully, they turn things around and get their act together.
Man, I love this yarn. I'm so upset. They just continued it. At least I think they did. Does anybody know? This is that Michael's big braid.
I'm not.
Man,
I'm not sure.
I think they might have because these great big old skeins of what is it? This is a bulky 6, and they're like 262 yards of a bulky 6, and I got them for like $5. So I'm thinking it was discontinued.
They. That's the sad thing when they discontinue yarns.
Yeah, that you really like
Don't mess with my yarn.
Unforgettable. Are you kidding me? Unforgettable is my favorite yarn.
But one thing I want to bring up, some of y'all may have noticed this yesterday that I did, and kind of got confused, especially if you watched the video, like when I very first put it to upload. I was uploading one of the picture videos to with the yarn weight yarns one, and I meant to upload the number one weighted yarn one. And somehow, like, I clicked on the number two weighted yarn, and like the title initially said number one weighted yarn and everything. And and I had like watched, and I was like, why are there no socks in this video? You know, number one weighted yarn. That's your sock yarn. And I was like, something's not right. I realized, I hit the wrong one. So, it's corrected now. And then
Again, we're human. We're human.
So then I went and uploaded the actual number one weighted yarn afterwards. So I was only intending to upload the one picture video yesterday, but because I did that, I did two. But there's still more picture videos that still to come.
Well, then again, too, I don't know if you're human or not. Aren't you considered an alien?
I love my aliens.
I know you do.
But yeah, this week I have been uploading a lot of videos. Like I said, I've been trying to get like those picture videos up to y'all, and I have been doing like a lot of filming, and some things we're kind of like trying to play catch up on.
I know you've been very busy this week.
I haven't gotten any crochet done except like what I've done for like tutorials.
Yeah, I haven't gotten that much. I've been kind of busy this week too. I haven't got a whole lot done either.
And that's where I was like, okay, I don't have anything to show for Crochet Tuesday or Knitting Friday, so I was like, I'm going to just do like a topic, on those days this week. And I'll probably do that in the future when that happens. And my cats. Allie's been something else lately. I don't know what's gotten into her. Because Allie has a tendency more. She finds a spot and she just kind of chills or sleeps. But lately, she's been like, all into things, like going all over the house, kind of just like exploring. She's been loving being by the front door, the screen door, looking outside. And a lot of times, her and Sophie are close by each other. I mean, not like right next to each other, close, but there was one day Sophie was on the arm of the sofa, kind of like right above Allie, and I think Sophie startled Allie, and of course Sophie got a hiss.
Yeah. My dogs are so funny. I have bulldogs, and I have 3 Frenchies, and I have an Old English and American bulldog. Anyways, I have 1 kitty. Well, I keep all the animals at that end of the house, with the gate and all that kind of stuff, so they don't come near my yarn because I don't want dander on my yarn and stuff. But anyway, my cat, she's real lovey to the dogs. Like, she'll walk up and rub up against them, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, swack them on the nose. So now all my dogs, she is definitely the queen of the house, because when she walks in, they freeze. She rubs and loves on each one of them, rubbing and loving, but they're all got this look on their face like they know it's coming. She's something else, man. She controls my 120-pound dog.
I was like, Allie's been like playful too. Erin with I think her channel's called Crafting Kitty. I know Kitty.
Yeah, Erin.
Um, I get like, like I remember certain words in the channel's name. I know enough to find the channel. But I may not always like be able to say the complete name properly. But
Yeah, me
but
too. Or I forget the person's name. I remember their channel.
but she said, my cat some cat toys that she knitted. And Allie's been having a good time. She's been like pawing at it. She's having her a blast. And it's like I love seeing Allie play. But Allie is the more playful one out of my cats now that they're adults.
Yeah.
Because she does like to paw at things.
Well, this one here, she's got them all under control. And this keeps happening, which I'm not real happy about. We live in the woods. So there's every kind of animal you could think of is out here. There's also wetlands back there. So we have a marsh, with frogs and all. So there's a lot of animals around us. And they all come here to drink, whatever. I mean, back there, acres away, but, it's all where I can see. Anyways, my cat is a hunter. I mean, full-blooded hunter. And she will kill something. And it used to be that she would eat it all and I wouldn't find it, and that's fine with me. I don't see it. I don't have to talk about it. Well, lately, my puppies have been bringing in half-eaten chipmunks and jumped on my couch with a half-eaten chipmunk.
Aww.
No, I'm not happy about this. This is new.
I had a squirrel jump out on me one time. When I was in the Navy, in Great Lakes, Illinois, I was going to the galley, which, if y'all don't know Navy terms, that's the cafeteria. And I was walking right in front of a garbage can, and a squirrel jumps out on me. I was like, ah!
Jeez. I think that happened with possums and raccoons, where I went outside to put something in, lifted the lid, and here they come, I've had that, but not a squirrel. That was a new one. We have all oak trees, so there's a gajillion acorns. So we've got lots of squirrels and lots of chipmunks.
We get a lot of squirrels in our yard.
Yeah. Bunnies. Get a lot of bunnies.
We don't get that. It's usually like squirrels, birds, ducks. Like we have an owl that tends to be in our tree. There's a woodpecker.
Yeah, we have a lot of owls and hawks in our trees. Yeah.
And like we don't live in the country. Like, well, I mean, like, the street I live in is more like kind of like a subdivision type thing. So it's not like in an area that you would really think
that an owl would go to. Yeah. We've got all kinds of them. We got barn owls and hoot owls, and we've got several different kind of owls out here, but that's because of the wetlands, But yeah, we've got a lot of different kinds of owls, and then hawks, lots and lots of hawks, because our trees are, 300 foot tall. I don't know. They're old trees, and, ridiculous. I mean, I can't even see the top looking out this big window. And and the hawks, have all their nests up in the very top. And when I first brought the puppies home, they were itty bitty. And I brought them home, and Mark used to sit out there with a pistol so that they could go potty and whatever, and sit out there with a pistol, make sure a hawk wouldn't come down and take the puppies off with them.
Let's see. We have Pamela that joined us. Hi, Pamela. How are you today? What are you working on? All right. I hope you have a good day, Lisa.
Yeah, Lisa, I have fun grocery shopping. I need to do that too. That is like my least favorite house chore.
Christy's asking about mice.
Oh no, there ain't no mice around here.
Now, like, there was this apartment that I used to rent like years ago. And when I first moved in, like, there were mice. And even the person that lived in the apartment next to me, like, she was like, yeah, mice are a problem. So, but once I got like the cat that I had at the time, I never saw one after.
Yeah, it's almost like, they kill a couple and they tell their friends, hey, there's a cat over there, they smell the cat or something, and they don't usually come around again.
And there was one time, like, there used to be a trailer next door to us. And then they sold the trailer, and then someone else bought the property. Basically, tore got rid of the trailer, tore down a lot of the trees and stuff like that. And it seemed like around that time there was a mouse problem.
Yeah, because they lost their place to hide, place to stay warm or whatever.
But let's see. Let me look at my notes to see anything else I need to bring up before we start wrapping things up. I know I still need to do a shout out video. It's been like a really long time. I was noticing it's been like 2 months since I've done one. I'm like, I really need to try to get one of those done soon. And another thing that I want to it'll probably be next week. I'm going to do a video on this. And this is something that I would like to carry on to a live topic. Would be like tips to help tips that help to get your, like, when you're making your Christmas makes and Christmas presents and stuff like that, to get them made on time.
Yeah, it's called start early. In my case, I mean, really, I got 13 grandbabies, 4 kids, their spouses, my mom, my brother. Now I've got a great grandbaby. So, without even a blink, I've got 30 people, and yeah, I have to get started early, and I try to do mass production. You know what I'm saying?
And really, the main 2 things: start early. I know people that basically start the first of the year. I've heard that.
Yeah, I can believe it.
And be organized, But I am, gonna, maybe I'll mention something that might help y'all whenever I do that video. And really, I would like to take that to a discussion on a live. Find a guest star that someone that's really good at, being like, where they have to do like a lot of Christmas gifts and well organized, and that would have some really awesome helpful tips.
Yeah. That's like me. With me, I started out with purses in July, I think it was, making all the granddaughters purses. And then I switched to bag caddies and dish towels for the older ladies, the mamas. And, Mark's doing the hats. And, I have like certain things. Like last year it was hats, scarves, and cocoon cardigans. That's what I made for everybody. This year it's purse, dish, stuff to use in the kitchen. I try to switch it up every year so they're not receiving the same thing, except the guys always get hats. They always do. I don't know what else to make, like a mass produce. I don't know what else I could really make for them.
Yeah, I find guys can be like hoarder, like to
They
shop for
are.
and stuff.
Even if you like make them slippers, they don't wear them.
These
Or if
kind
you, in my family anyway,
these kind of like Christmas parties where you play that like gift exchange game. It's
uh,
like it is harder like to find a gift for a guy.
it is. It is really
Females, it's
hard.
easy.
Especially if they're anything like Mark. If Mark wants or needs something, he goes and gets it. So it's like I can't think of anything to buy for him that he doesn't have five of, because like his dad and his seven brothers, he grew up helping his dad at his shop. He built lawnmowers and all that kind of stuff, and they also built airplanes and I mean all kinds of things like that. So he has all this inherited tools from his dad and all. I mean, there's nothing I could, he's a master mechanic. He's got $200,000 worth of tools out there. What can I get for this guy? You know what I mean? T-shirts that say something funny or, there's not a whole lot I can get.
So true. Oh, and one thing too. Guess who's going to be back on Sunday? The Five Yarnaholics. We will be
Oh,
going
okay.
live at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's on my channel. And those that don't know who the Yarnaholics is, it's me, Crystal with Crystal the Yarny Chicken and Crazy Cat Lady, Lisa with Coping with Yarn, Cindy, or as I like to call her, Cindy Lou Who, with Pups and Crochet, and Stephanie with Life and Stitches. And it should be all of us. But
Right.
we'll have to see. It would be sweet though if it is definitely all of us. But some months we can't always all make it. But yeah, we will be back.
That's cool.
Because it's
Well, I
been a
mean, it's hard to coordinate, so many different
it
people.
is. It really is. And because like I think the last 2 months we haven't had a live
Right.
because everyone seemed to have stuff going on. And like the first month, I had scheduled it, and then like it seemed like all of us something happened,
Yeah.
and then I went to reschedule it, and it kind of became it wasn't like all of us, but there really wasn't enough of us to really go, because I usually like, we like it like if there's usually at least three of us. So so that just and then after that, like when we would bring it up and it was just like, it just didn't seem like, the schedules were good for most of us. So that's kind of what happened with that. Oh no, Tim. Oh, that's so sad.
The elephants away from the dogs.
Did they shred it?
Yeah, I think they tore
Uh-oh.
it in here.
Oh no.
I set it on the table.
All right, thank you. Those are antique.
Yeah.
Donkey being
I
naughty.
think they were tasty.
Okay, sorry about that.
Bad doggy, bad doggy.
These puppies, you try to train the puppies, and it's not easy, I'll tell you.
Like, I'm not good like when it comes to dogs. Like, me and Frank had a dog at one time, and it was like I would try to potty train it, and it just you take it outside, nothing happens. The moment you go back inside, there you go.
Potty training isn't the issue here. What the issue is here is they bring stuff in the house, like chunks of wood, and chew it up all over the place, or they bring in half-eaten chipmunks, or they chew on something in my den that they're not supposed to. It's the chewing that I'm having the issue with. They're doing pretty good with the potty training, but he just told me that they chewed up. I have some from India, some elephants, and I have a great big one. It's all made out of cloth and beadwork and whatever, and a littler one, and then a littler one. Yet you can stack them or set them side by side, but they're big. And I had them on top of the kennel. Well, evidently, they got a hold of one of them, and those are antique. You know, it's my own fault. I should have had them in there, but I didn't think they could reach them. You know.
Sophie's bad for knocking stuff over.
Oh yeah.
And I have never been able to break her of that habit.
Oh no, that's a cat thing. They walk by and go, like, look at me. This is what I can do.
But she's like really bad for it. And what's funny is, well, Sophie's previous owner was one of my friend's son, and well, like he named her. Well, I can't. I'm not going to say the first word, but it starts with a D. Cat, and that's basically why.
Wow.
Yeah. Whenever I got on, I'm like, no, I'm not calling her that. You know?
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
I'm like, her name's Sophie. That's Sophie Wolfie. All right. And one other thing I want to bring up to y'all is I am planning to do a BOGO sale with my patterns. I don't know if I'm going to start it this week or sometime next week, but I am going to be doing that. And, you know, I have some Halloween designs, some Christmas designs. Good opportunity if y'all want those patterns.
Oh, nice.
Let's see. Julia's saying how she starts her Christmas in January and plan what I'm going to make each one. Yeah, like I said, some people are really good about planning and all that.
Yeah,
and
I
being
try to do
organized.
that. You know, like all the girls are getting purses this, you know, like I try to do that. That way, I mean, they may get totally different purses, but each one's going to get a purse. Because without fail, if I make one thing and I make another thing, oh, Grandma, why didn't you make me a purse? You know, why didn't you make me a poncho? It happens every time. So I just make them all the same thing, different colors, different patterns, whatever, and that gets it. You know, nobody can complain.
But yeah, like I just thought about something. Like when it comes to my pattern sale, I will make a video announcing it when I start the sale. So that will be coming.
Cool.
Let's see. Christy says once an object hits the floor, it automatically becomes a cat toy.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, or a puppy toy in this house.
And boxes. Cats love them some boxes.
And bags, boxes, any of that stuff. They can climb in and hide and jump out at my dogs and, you know.
All right. So, Dee, is there anything that's going on with your channel you want to let everybody know?
Well, I got my live Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard. I'll be live with Crystal, the chicken crazy cat lady, on the 18th. Every Saturday I go live, basically. And then my Halloween party will be on the 29th.
That's party
time.
Yeah, and if y'all haven't checked Dee out, I mean, I think most of y'all probably have, but if anyone hasn't, y'all go check her out. She's amazing. You're welcome. I do have her channel link in the description box of today's live. And normally I pin it to the top of the chat, but I forgot to do so. Sorry. I haven't had a guest star in a while on my live.
Well, I'm glad to be the first one, and that's awesome. I enjoyed this. This was fun. And, you know, that'll make us go out there and look for some new stitches to try. And, you know, I hadn't thought about it until you brought it up to me. You know, what stitch would you like to learn? I'm like, wow. You know, so I kind of got the juices going, you know, going to make me get out there and look some more.
I know
So
my juices have been flowing a lot lately.
yeah, tell me about it. I'm making Halloween shadow boxes and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, my juices have been flowing, so that's kind of cool, you know. This is a good time to bring this up, I think, because people are thinking about making gifts and whatnot. So I think it was pretty good timing on your part, Connie. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Um, let's see. Am I forgetting anything?
No, I think that's it, right? You said what
I
you had
think
to.
so. All right. So anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed today's live. I
Yeah.
enjoyed chatting and interacting with everybody. Um, I hope I piqued y'all interest in some new stitches. And let me know if y'all try any of the stitches that we shared today. Um, but yeah, and I also want to thank Dee for coming live with me. I enjoyed having you.
I enjoy being here, Connie. We always have fun. Anytime, girl. Anytime
And
you fill in, just give me a ring.
my new mantra is we are hookers, we are all special. And
Yep.
don't forget,
We
you are,
are hookers and we are all special. I like that.
and don't forget, you're special. Anyway, I hope y'all all have a fabulous Yorny day.
Bye,
Be the light
everybody.
and
Bye.
bye.